Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
What's up, you turkey?
double, folks.
Why?
I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, man, me too.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be great. I'll bet you it's gonna be.
the food, dude?
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Why don't people call people turkeys anymore? That was fun.
It was fun.
Hey, get out of here, you turkey.
Let's start it again.
I think we should. I think we should bring it back. I think when Draymond comes in tomorrow, we should turkey. You're a turkey.
That'll get him.
That'll
get his goat.
Look at his turkey. Yeah. Can you imagine? What if as a child that's what he was bullied with? People just randomly called him a turkey in school, and we hit onto it randomly and
never know till we try.
Right? And he started crying and walked off the court. Would you feel bad at all for him? Because bullying is bad.
It is, but
it's not great.
I come
from, bullies get bullied.
Yeah, I would have said, no, we didn't start it. But then I said, wait, maybe we did.
Maybe we did.
Yeah.
Yep, sorry. All right, well, there's that.
I mean, we do know what does trigger him.
The backpack.
Yeah.
No, this has been a thing. And again, I've been terrible at getting things started, apparently, at Gold One Center this season.
Are we giving out the first 10,000 fans get Draymond backpacks?
That would be the most insanely awesome promotion in Kings history. They're too nice of people to not do it, unfortunately.
Also, the backpack would be like this big because he can't take any bags.
That's true. It'd be a little tiny. Back
clear.
You and I both know, and Chris, I think you're old enough at least to know this somewhat. The greatest taunt chant of all time was to Darryl Strawberry. The entire crowd just is so Darryl, and that went with him everywhere, and it bugged the hell out of him. Backpack has two syllables, not symbols. Let's wake up. I would love nothing more than for G1C to just backpack every single time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say everybody said Darryl.
That would be amazing.
Just random Draymond.
Well, I was thinking,
confused.
You're a backpack.
I mean, that would work either one. You're a backpack. We could actually have a songbook of just different backpack chants.
All the chants will be in the backpack that everybody gets in a clear plastic container that everybody can see.
Absolutely.
And then, Moak's just like, page 4. And then everybody just goes.
No,
like church?
Yes. Please turn.
Hymnal.
Yes.
Of course, Moak would probably do something like, page 4. That's is that shot at him?
Page 4.
Yes. I'm here for that. I'm 100% here. We need to be more active as fans.
We the people
need to be more active as fans. I have thought this for a long, long time, Jason. I think that we as Kings fans, we're merely scratching the surface. We have scratched the surface of what we can be. Whether it's the beam, the Keegan Murray call and response. We've only scratched the surface.
Yeah, and this is important. This is to get into the knockout stage.
Right.
Yeah.
And I am into it.
Yeah, me too. You better be.
I mean, I am because
good.
Okay, I'm into it. It's what we talked about before it started. I'm into it because we're winning.
Yes. So get into it.
I will say this.
If you were Tulsa Dave.
Then it would not. Yeah, exactly.
But you're not.
I'd be done. I'm not Tulsa Dave.
Yeah.
And
don't be a turkey. Get into it.
I have no problems admitting this, even though I despise this type of fan. I am a bandwagon NBA Cup fan.
Okay.
I'm 100% a bandwagon Cup fan. Like, hey, if my team's not in it, I don't care, and it's dumb.
Yeah.
If my team is in it, you know what? This was a great idea.
You just saying that means that the NBA has already gotten to the European Soccer Cup level.
What? Because that's
exactly
how that works.
how everyone thinks.
That's how it works.
Goal achieved.
Goal achieved. I think we can do more. But that's in time. But I do think backpack would be. And what if he just went and tried to choke out everybody at the arena? Just went like there was a receiving line at a wedding, but they all just got choked.
And then the one that knocks him out,
That's
the G-Man.
That G-Man would get in the chokehold. You know what he'd do? He would do a backwards kick to the groin.
Yes, he would. He'd figure out how to get out of it.
How insane. I just got a visualization of him doing that, like Draymond lets him go. And then this is actually making me laugh. In my head right now, I have G-Man doing like a Jean-Claude Van Damme Bloodsport style roundhouse kick.
Yeah.
How insane. But with no effects.
Okay, weirdo, party of one.
With no effects, it would just be natural. It would be like G-Man would be in slow-mo, like in the Matrix.
Yeah.
And the camera would rotate on him. Oh my God. That would be top 5 things I would.
That's top 5?
Well, okay.
There's 4 more things that could be better than it.
I was going to say like top 5.
That would be one of the 20th greatest things I've ever seen.
Well, if you're thinking about like things that would surprise you about G-Man, which would surprise you more? That he's a black belt in a martial art, or he has like a Slayer tattoo across his chest. Like he listens to death. Yeah, right, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I couldn't say it's like in the top 5.
Okay.
Maybe the Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
But like Slayer tattoo would be a pretty amazing. Like
we all know he has a player.
Right, exactly. He does. But we're not supposed to talk about that. Yeah.
Is this on?
His hair is a wig. I know it's not,
right.
But I'm just saying that would be insane.
Yeah.
Death metal tattoo, whatever that may be, black belt in some sort of martial art.
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't be like that surprising. If G-Man was like, I mean, G-Man's been around along the way. He gets a black belt and something.
Sure.
I could see that.
Yeah.
No one messes with him.
Right.
It wouldn't surprise me if he was like an amazing singer. Honestly, it wouldn't, because he loves to go to the church choruses and the thing when he's on the road and all that. I'll have to think the rest of the day, but now I'm on a rabbit hole
to find the 5.
The 5 most insanely surprising things. And by the way, let's keep it positive. I don't want to be like, oh, he's secretly building a castle for destruction, and
right?
Because that's G-Man.
That would be surprising.
That would honestly be number 1. Oh my God, what
if he built castles?
If he had an evil lair?
Yes, and it was like Bizarro G-Man, and he had like a mustache and goatee.
No, his hair would be jet black.
Yeah, it's spiked.
Yes.
Spiked. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Turkey. No, it was good. It was really good.
It was good.
Yeah, a little too quick.
The
break, but just even that, it was just Kings played. What?
No, I just realized thank you. It was too quick, says the guy that took the week off and not the guy that worked. No, I get it though.
And yours?
It was good. It did when he said it was too quick. It instantly clicked with me because I felt like the week just flew by, and Thanksgiving was, oh my God, it's here already, and then it's done.
Right.
Like boom. Is that just a getting old thing?
I don't know. It did move quickly. I mean, for me, it really moved fast.
Yeah. Chris, how was your? I haven't talked to you since you got back. How was? Did you get crabs?
I did.
Yeah. How'd that work? Was it cold?
No, it's actually very nice.
Dungeness, nice big fat Dungeness.
Wasn't the biggest.
No.
We didn't get our
limit.
Yeah, but it was fun overall.
Okay. You go out on the boat and throw the pots and let them sink, and then what'd you do after that? Did you bottom fish, or did you do anything? Or
you go and you do the crab first.
Yeah.
So you go and you put them out.
Yeah.
You go around, pick everything up. You keep doing that until you.
Oh, so you're constantly.
Yeah. And then we go fishing.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Because I've been on ones before where you throw the crab pots out first, you go fishing.
I think it's like the new rules now. Like you can't
have them down too long.
Yeah. So that I think is more of the thinking.
Because then you'll just get pots full of crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like on what is it, Deadliest Catch? You never know.
Just like it.
Just like it. Where I think it's the best part because it is almost like it's like Christmas presents or something. Like you pull up the pot. And, by the way, pot is the big boxy cage that they use to. That's not you're not pulling up weed. You pull it up and it's like, oh, there's nothing. Oh, there's a couple of lame crabs in here. But then the ones where like you pull it up and they're just falling out of there. Oh, it's just
like jackpot.
Just jackpot. Although what would be your, like for me, that when I'm done with all this, I want to live in a place where I can fish and I can crab and just eat tons of crab. You're not a crab guy.
I would be at an ocean.
Yeah?
Yeah. On an ocean, sunny ocean, sandy beach.
But not a seafood guy.
No, but I wouldn't
still
be,
enjoy
I'd
it.
be in the water. Yeah.
Would your crab
swimming amongst the fish and the crab?
I think you're saying like you throw something out.
Yes.
And then you pull up what your like favorite.
Would it be like steaks? Or
yeah, ice cream. I'm going ice cream fishing.
I just wanted the visual of whatever it was. Like you pull it up, and it's just like bowls of Raisin Bran or whatever.
Oh, no,
like,
it's just, and it's like, it's vanilla, and I throw it back. It comes up, yes, cookies and cream, woo!
We were at the cabin over the weekend with our friends and their kids, and their youngest, who has a sweet tooth like me, went into the fridge in the middle of the night to sneak some pie. Dropped a dozen eggs on the ground.
I didn't do it. Oh, really?
I mean, cop to it and all that. He was quite embarrassed, but it was almost like a sweet alarm. Like, look, don't screw around, guy. But that was me when I was a kid.
Kind of heroic, though.
A little bit.
I like that he got up to go get.
Yeah. He got, well, I don't know that he got up, because here's the thing. We go up there and all four kids instantly, we call it the Matrix. All four, they just plug in. It's like they're sitting there with their little Chromebooks.
Oh, that's good. You get away from everything and they're right back in it.
It's a constant. This is one of those, like, you're an old dad when. And it's a constant.
Electronics off.
For real, exactly. Like, what is that? Why do we even do this? What is the difference between you being plugged in and playing your games here or at home? There's you just change the elevation? Like, there's nothing. I don't get it. And I've tried shaming them. That doesn't work. I call them, hey, nerds.
They play better in elevation.
Apparently, the shots
Shorter
go
wind.
further. I don't know. All right, we got a big show for you today, Frankie.
It's a big week.
Oh, we're going to talk about that too. I mean, these are the weeks that one dreams about in summer.
Yeah.
The weeks like this where you're just like, oh my God, there's just so much sport.
Yeah. But in the summer, we're going greatest left-handed shortstop that batted eighth.
One of my favorite things about this job is just how we absolutely trash summer all winter long, and the content and the show. And then come summer, we're like, we got a big show for you today. We're going to talk about Left-Hand O'Doyle and his, the historical.
I wish you weren't a liar.
And what's your Mount Rushmore of baseball foods?
Yeah. And if the Yankees played the Kings,
who would win? Wrestling tank.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. We'll
coming this summer.
We'll pick up some crab. We'll eat some ice cream. We'll drop some eggs. It's a big show for you. Everybody is so happy to be back. Jason's in the Matrix. We'll lead it off next.
Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season?
Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995?
Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, 2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
minute of play. Minnesota unbeaten on the home floor this year. Now looking possibly at their first defeat. Fox with a runner in the lane. Add 2 more to his tally. That's the dagger right there from fourth quarter Fox.
All right, hold on a second. So during the break, right, Chris just randomly rolls in and, like, hands me a giveaway sheet.
Yeah.
And, like, no disrespect to anything. But you know, I'm like, okay, what family 4-pack of coloring books are we, you know, whatever. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rolling Stones tickets?
How about that?
Are you serious? I mean, not as good as the Beatles, obviously, but golly.
No satisfaction, huh?
Look, all this week, you're going to get Rolling Stones tickets, or should I say a chance to win. And let me tell you, they're coming to Levi's Stadium, the Big Jeans, July 17th. So we're going to give you a chance to win Rolling Stones tickets. I got to go talk to promotions today, by the way, after the show. Just made me think. Reminded me.
And by that, you mean Simone.
Yeah. Because we got to figure out a way to, like, I really don't want to do the, like, fifth call. We're going to do the fifth caller thing because it's the rules. But, like, I need to find out, like, what is the barrier of entry for us to make people work for these? And I'm not talking about, like, you know, the old dumb contest where you have to honk at somebody or something. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, Rolling Stones trivia, or
I'm attempting to dazzle Dave.
You know what I want to bring back, which is probably not a great idea, is make us laugh.
Oh,
yeah, I don't think that works anymore.
I would like to play that.
I would too, and we could hit the dump button. Hopefully not. I don't know. I
don't think Chris is endorsing that.
Yeah,
one.
he probably. You know, but I'm just saying. I hate the fifth caller gets. I want y'all to have to. This Rolling Stones tickets. This isn't you know, a candy bar and a toothbrush. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you don't remember when the lawyers came in and
I
it was
do.
basically just like, do not do anything out of the ordinary.
Dave was in the front row.
I was in the front row of life. Here's the way I look at it. The lawyer stuff, the way the laws work, it's only good for like 30 days. And then everything changes.
So we're past that?
We are way past that. Want to remind you the Jiffy Lube Drive of the game coming up at 7:44. Jason, when should we give these away? Should we give them away at... Should we give them away at the end of Frankie?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
You don't like that?
No, I do.
Oh, you do?
I was just trying to think what time that was. Yeah, 8:30.
Yeah, that's going to be right. 8:20. Yeah.
4-ish.
Somewhere in there, exactly. So we'll, let's do that. We're having a show meeting on the air, everybody. I love this. Plus, that'll incentivize people to listen to Frankie. Not that they need an incentive, obviously.
That's their guy.
Because De'Aaron Fox.
Are you a pizza guy?
As you heard right there, De'Aaron Fox has become very good at basketball.
Yes,
he was good. He's very good now. All this stuff, remember Mike Brown saying last year, like, I think he's got a whole new level. I'm not going to lie. Like, part of me was like, well, what is that? Like a few more percentage points in the free throw line? Like, he's really good, right? He's an all-star. Well, this looks like it's that level.
Yeah.
Where I saw this thing online the other day. It was like, who is the best young point guard in the NBA? And it was like Fox, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I just had the Anthony Edwards or Tyrese Halliburton. And it was like, one has to go.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I have no idea. Obviously it's Halliburton, but I have no idea. Just kidding. Because that's been a big thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think, by the way, Jason, my take, I think both teams won the trade.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
It's fine.
I think both teams won the trade. Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
3 receivers left. Now Smith goes in motion. Hurts on a quarterback draw. He's at the 5. He's in. Touchdown. The Eagles win. Hurts does it again.
Oh my God.
Hurts does it again.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
He's amazing. And the Eagles are 10-1. This team doesn't know how to lose. With the quarterback keeper went up the middle, and as a result, the Eagles win it 37-34. One word. Wow.
Remember that. This team doesn't know how to lose. Remember that for this week.
I mean, that was a hell of a game.
It was.
Also, shout out to, I should know all their names. I always talk about how play-by-play guys I'm a huge fan of, but then I don't know any of them. But like Tampa Bay guy and Philly guy and
Gene Deckerhoff is Tampa. That was
I should know Gene because Gene was Florida State.
Merrill Reese, I believe, from Philly.
And Kansas City guy.
Yeah.
I feel like those are the three of the old school.
Yeah.
Yes, old school sounding dudes. I don't know if Philly does know how to lose, man. I mean, they lost once.
Yep.
But they just look, all whatever's aside, biases. They've got that look like they're going to win the Super Bowl, and the tush push brotherly shove thing is going to be like, there's going to be shirts. It's going to be like that's going to be the 2023 version of the refrigerator Perry thing. Like, I'm waiting for them to just cut a song at some point. Like, that's all we're missing is a Super Bowl shuffle type thing. If I'm taking my bias out of the equation, right? Just taking my bias out of the equation. They're best team in football. They're going to win the Super Bowl, barring an injury.
Disagree.
Now I really hope I've been wrong plenty of times. Sure hope I'm wrong this time.
Let's go to what we said a week ago, let's say, or maybe 2 weeks ago.
I changed my mind.
No, at the best of the Niners,
yes,
it's better than the Eagles.
So I don't...
or the Eagles haven't played their best.
I don't disagree. Well, this 4 straight comeback wins for the Eagles
is very impressive.
And we know about perennial teams that contend that seem to get bored sometimes in the middle of the season. I don't know if that applies too much to football as much as it does, basketball and to a lesser extent baseball. But I do believe, I agree with you. I think best of the best, I do think the Niners are a better team. But it just seems like Philly has that, like we forget that, the Niners are coming back and they're motivated because of its unfinished business last year, and they're going into Philly, the site of the Brock Purdy thing and the embarrassment of the bled. They're going, well, Philly also has unfinished business. Yeah. They lost in the actual Super Bowl to the Chiefs, and they're upset and they're motivated. And so you're talking about two teams that, by the way, apologies to the defending world champions, I actually think are the two best teams in the NFL. Yeah. I really do. I think this is a Super Bowl right here. This is not only just a possible preview of the NFC Championship come Sunday, but you could argue that both of these teams are better than any team, including the Chiefs. Chiefs just look incredibly beatable this year. They smoked the Raiders yesterday, but
after a while,
it took them a second. Anyways, it's tired of the whole every single, dude, come on, man. A 59-yard kick in those conditions.
That was incredible.
OT, that's insane.
Like the percentage, I'm like, they're not making this.
No. Wow. And then they made it. And as soon as he made, you knew.
Yeah.
You knew they were going to win. You knew they were going to win.
Well, when Allen missed Davis on the touchdown.
Oh, God. That was the ball game, dude. Who got distracted by the keys or bumblebees or whatever? Bro, it was right there. All right, cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Now he brings Flowers in motion to the left. He gives it to Flowers in the jet sweep. He cuts inside the numbers. He's in the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Ravens. Brzee is in the barn, and the Ravens knock out the Chargers in L.A.
I very much enjoyed Zay Flowers' celebrations. He did the bouquet over the shoulder because, Flowers. What was the second one? I just forgot.
I don't remember the second one.
Oh, he did something cool for the second one, too. Damn it.
Was that the baby boy one? Where he had him all lined up and he slapped?
That might have been. Yeah, because then didn't somebody take a picture? I don't know. Anyways, it was enjoyable. The AFC race, Jason, for the 1 seed, we were just talking about in the NFC. The AFC race for the 1 seed is actually quite historic. At one point yesterday, I believe I'm right about this. I think there were 4 teams in the 1 spot yesterday.
Wow.
I'm all but positive, actually there were, because as of right now, the Baltimore Ravens are the 1 seed. They have one more game played than the Chiefs. Miami won Thursday. Miami, Jacksonville, and Kansas City are all 8-3. So here's how it went down. When Miami won, they were the 1 seed on Thursday. Then when Jacksonville won, they became the 1 seed. Then when the Chiefs won in the afternoon, they became the 1 seed until the Ravens won and went to 9-3, and now they're the 1 seed. Oh, by the way, the Steelers and the Browns are both 7-4, just one back. and the Browns lost yesterday. Otherwise, we'd have an even crazier log jam. And none of those teams are the hottest team in football. Your Denver Broncos, Jason.
What a turnaround for them.
I mean, I really,
gave up 70 earlier this year.
I really enjoyed piling on with everyone else just because it's fun and he seems like a wiener. But don't we kind of need to start having serious Sean Payton Coach of the Year conversations now? I mean, are we getting there?
Yeah, it depends on how it finishes for them, but I mean, that's an incredible turnaround.
And his first year having to undo things. I mean, he's really remember the whole Nathaniel Hackett worst coach? He was very mean-spirited.
And then they lost to the Jets. That was the low point. You're like, I think they were 1-4.
Yeah,
like
the 70-point loss you talked about and all that. He has had to mid-fly turn the entire culture and team around there. And I don't think the Broncos are playing like world beaters necessarily, but they're playing good enough to win.
Beat a good Browns team yesterday. Beat the Chiefs earlier. Have a couple good wins in there.
That ain't no joke.
That's right.
They're not playing like a bunch of turkeys.
No, they're not.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
We'll take a break when we come back. Hey, there was Kings basketball. And there will be Kings basketball. There's too long between games. Come on.
This isn't just a game. It's for the cup.
That's a great point right there. Kings beat the Timberwolves. We'll recap the 6-game road trip next.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf.
It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa
on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Eileen Javor in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Frosty start to our Monday. It is cold this morning. We're going to see plenty of sunshine, though, throughout the day, and that'll warm us into the low 60s. Another cold night, though, ahead. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Imagine taking a nice warm bath in your shower. Let us fix that. Right now, get that clogged drain unclogged for just $97. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Ingersoll Rand, and Metal Tech in-store or at northerntool.com.
When you switch to Boost Mobile, you can get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G and a pretty powerful way to get after it.
Like me, Tusi, a man who fell in love with music and fell on hard times. From writing songs in my room to sitting on top of the charts. All because I made poetry out of pain. And I always knew I'd be on the stage singing your favorite song.
Switch to Boost and get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone on America's largest 5G networks.
Boost Mobile. Get after it.
New customers only. Taxes extra. One device per line. 5G not available everywhere. Other restrictions apply.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
This segment is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Give me 4-2 on a 6-game road trip like the one the Kings had, and I'm taking it.
Yeah, and I mean, look, it's all how you look at things. Like I didn't love the way they played the first game against New Orleans. Second one was better, but then you're thinking, man, now you go to Minnesota. This might be another bad matchup. This might end up being a 3-3 trip with, again, beforehand, you're like, that's fine. That's pretty good. But instead it's 4-2. The top 3 teams in the West right now are Minnesota, OKC, Dallas. They beat all of them.
They beat all 3 of them.
And 2 of the 3 on the road. They gave Dallas with their first home loss.
I know they gave Minnesota their first home loss.
The Lakers.
Yeah, Lakers their first home loss. Minnesota was 7-0.
Yeah. And that was a cup game. So for just all those little things, they played so well in the first half, and good in the second half too. But the first half was amazing.
I really have been really wrong about this team in 2 games. The Oklahoma City game at home without De'Aaron, such on paper just looked like such a bad matchup for them. I thought they were gonna get beat, and then you're going to Minnesota after you just lost 2 in a row to the Pelicans, and the Pelicans kind of manhandled the Kings. Yeah. Is really what happened. You go to Minnesota, and Minnesota gave them fits last year. Minnesota's given them fits the last couple years, to be honest. And you just feel like, okay, end of the road trip. They're ready to go home. They miss Thanksgiving. It's Minnesota. They're 7-0 at home. This is going to be – I was not looking forward to the game at all, and I'm thinking it's going to be, 15, 20-point Minnesota cruise to a victory. Boy, they were ready to go.
Yeah.
That was just a hell of a performance by
3-point barrage in the first half. Still good all the way through. Monk was good. Fox was good. A lot of people were good, in that game.
A lot of people were good, including 2 people in particular and during one play that we're going to repeat at 7:44 for your Jiffy Lube drive of the game. Don't forget that $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube. And I need that. I need brakes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, my brakes are squeaking.
That would help.
Yeah, it would help. It was great. And Anthony Edwards is amazing and almost had the dunk of the year on Sabonis. And thank goodness for Sabonis. He didn't. I'm also noticing with this team, too, they're maybe it's the Kevon Looney thing, but boy, are they doing really well at second chance points and just offensive rebounding and the back tapping. And it seems like they've really stepped their game up there.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that you're right, that you've seen improvements from last year to this year. And then now I just feel like they're so comfortable and confident. Yeah, there's losses here. It's weird that they've lost to 3 teams only.
Yeah.
Between the Warriors, the Rockets, and the Pelicans in their losses. But I don't know. I think now they're at that point where every game they play, I feel like they've got a really good chance to win.
Yeah, and
which
that's
is a good feeling to be in.
It is, and I still look at the Bostons, the Milwaukees, the Phillies. Maybe
That's baseball.
Yeah, sorry. But you're right.
I felt like that was a thing last year. I don't feel like there's that separation anymore. Do you?
You
need to see it?
I need to see it.
Okay.
I just need to see it.
Yeah.
By the way, the numbers do prove the Kings, when it comes to offensive rebounds, have really improved from last year. They were 19th in the NBA. So far this year for 23-24, Jason, they're 18th. So they have
much better.
They have stepped it up. Actually, it just seems like they really have stepped that up.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying the fact that they can go on the road and do the things that they've done. They're 4-2 on this trip. They're now 5-5 on the road, 4-1 at home. It's funny. We talked about this. They were second best team in the, or were they tied for first in the NBA road wins last year? I think they were tied with Milwaukee, if I remember right. And for some reason they were weird at home.
Yeah.
And now they're looking. We always say, take care of your home court and go 500 on the road. Well, they're 4-1 at home. They're 5-5 on the road. They've played.
That's good. They played that many more road games.
That's the other thing. They've played 10 road games and 5 home games.
Like, who's done the flip in the West? Anybody have like way more home games?
Bunch of home games. Let's see. The Thunder have 9. The Rockets have 9. The Lakers have 9. The Pelicans have 10.
Wow.
The thing is that the Kings have only played, for example, 15 games. Whereas a team like the Pelicans has played 17, the Lakers have played 17. I mean,
but still 10 home games. The Kings have only played 5.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. In fact, I'm trying to see here if there's any other team. Let's see. They've played 5. I think that's the least amount in the NBA. It certainly is in the Western Conference.
Well, they have 3 at home this week.
The Heat have played 5 home games. That's it. Yeah, and you're right. They do have 3 home games this week. And we'll talk about this in more detail a little bit later on. Actually, when I say a little bit later on, I mean 10 minutes. This is just such an amazing sports week, and it all starts tomorrow. And the Kings are kind of I wouldn't say they're getting screwed, but there are 2 really big potential things hanging over this game. Number 1, Draymond Green's coming back.
Yeah.
The Warriors they appear to be, you never know, but they appear to be a wounded animal right now. And getting Draymond back could be a catalyst to them coming back into form.
Oh, and Curry came back, by the way, too.
Oh, yeah, Curry came back. I mean, they have won 2 of 3.
Yeah.
Rockets and Spurs, whatever. They play. And also, this is a TNT game. This is perhaps to win the group stage. The Warriors have shown that when it matters and when the lights are on, they step up. Now, the last time Steph Curry was in that building, he dropped a 50 burger on this team. Draymond Green said in his comments yesterday, amongst other things, that he feels like tomorrow is going to have a Game 7-like atmosphere. And it's one of the few times where I hope he is correct. I hope it is a Game 7 atmosphere, that fans are pumped. The Kings have already lost twice to the Warriors. More than this just being a cup game, Jason, and I'm not going to say it's a must-win, and I'm not going to say if they lose, the season's over. This is a little bit of a nut check on this team. Let's see how they've grown mentally, and let's see if they're actually ready to hang with the big boys. You're at home. You have every possible advantage. You're the better team record-wise. And you've already lost to these clowns twice in a row. Now, if they come into your house tomorrow and they beat you again, they're a better team. They're a better team. They're a better franchise. They're better players, and they're more mature. They're more championship ready. You're not in their class, in my opinion, right now, if they come in and take care of business again tomorrow. If they punk you in your home court or just beat you in general, then let's just call it what it is, man. The Kings, as of tomorrow, if they lose, are a cute, fun story that will make the playoffs and whatever. And
That's not just a Warrior thing, though, because, I mean, maybe that's the team. Like, maybe it's a matchup thing. Maybe it's a style thing, because, I mean, the way the season's going, and we got a long, long way to go, I think the Kings have been a much more consistent team than the Golden State Warriors this year.
100% they have.
But if they can't beat them, I mean, it's a little bit like, okay, maybe the Pelicans are a bad matchup. By the end of the year, if the Kings are I don't know, let's give them a 4 seed and the Pelicans are a 9, I wouldn't say the Pelicans are better than the Kings, but I would say I sure would want the Kings to play the Pelicans.
I think they are a bad matchup. I do. And you can't really account for Steph Curry. He's just a bad matchup for everybody.
Right.
But I'm beginning to think that they're a bad matchup in the 1 square foot of brain. I don't think the Warriors are a better team than the Kings.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Kings think it that way.
I hope they don't.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, the way I look, so they won in 7, right?
Yes.
4-3. It wasn't like
No.
they had the best player by far.
Yes.
I think that gap is also closed, by the way, between Fox and Curry.
I agree with that.
They did beat the Kings by 1.
Yeah.
Without De'Aaron Fox. Now, they beat him at home, though.
They did.
Season opener. Curry went for whatever he did, 41. So, I don't know. I think the mental part is, we'll see. Maybe it is. Maybe it is a thing they have, but I know the fans think that way.
Can I just say that you and I both know this is something, we don't want to pile on here. But this is how I'm thinking, because I'm really getting pissed about tomorrow's game, like in advance. Like, I'm ready. I want to go out there and I want to beat these guys by 90. Because, of course, I'll be on the court.
Yeah.
But we have committed to memory. When I say 16 of 30 and 2 of 20, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Game 7, 2002 at home. What we don't talk about enough, Jason, and I'm fine with that, is last year at home with everything on the line, the Kings shot 37% from the field, 25% from beyond the arc, and 59% from the line.
Oof.
That's a choke. They choked. They were hurt, but the moment was too big for them. And it wasn't too big for the Golden State Warriors, just like the moment was too big for the Kings versus the Lakers in 2002, but it was not too big for the championship pedigree team that had been there before. Now, I'm not trying to put the same importance on tomorrow night, but that is a snapshot, as our boss likes to say, of are the Kings ready for that big moment, and will they respond? By the way, if they do beat the Warriors, that also doesn't mean they're going to win a championship.
Right.
Just like if they lose, it doesn't mean they can't recover. Correct. But I'm very curious from a mental standpoint to see where this game lays out tomorrow. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, oh my goodness, starting with the Kings Warriors, unless you want to count Monday Night Football tonight. What a sports week ahead of us. We'll lay it all out for you next.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Pat Green and Diamond Rio. Live in concert, Saturday, December 9th, 7 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. Country music icons, Pat Green and Diamond Rio. With special guest, Mark Wills. On sale now at ThunderValleyResort.com. Pat Green and Diamond Rio.
This year, Staples will not be celebrating the holidays. Instead, we're celebrating the Holiday Deals with amazing savings for the holiday season. Save 60% on custom holiday cards, save 60% on custom invitations, and save 60% on custom photo gifts like mugs and calendars. During Staples Holiday Deals, it's not about the ho-ho-ho, it's about saving do-do-do. Save 60% on custom cards, invitations, and photo gifts today at Staples. Ends 12/2. Visit staples.com/print for more details.
Does your dog leave frowny piles of poo around the yard? Did you know that a solid poo is one of the best indicators of your dog's gut health? Supreme Source Super Premium Dog Food is made with organic super seaweed and other powerful antioxidants, supporting a healthy digestive system. Real protein is always the first ingredient, plus a blend of essential vitamins and minerals to help support your dog's overall health and well-being. Do their digestion a solid, literally. Find Supreme Source premium dog food at Safeway, Safe Mart, and Winco, or a local grocery store near you.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Hey, welcome back. Ow. Just seemed like the right thing to do there.
Hey, Dave, I got a question for you.
I got an answer.
You looking forward
food, dude?
to 8 o'clock when Frankie joins us on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline? Or at 9 when Matt Barrows joins us on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline?
Honestly, there's no place I'd rather be than right here, right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are looking forward to it.
Speaking of right here, right now, this is where my brain goes. That was a Jesus Jones hit. Remember them?
Yes.
Right here, right
Yeah,
now. Chris just gave me the French Bulldog cocktail.
I was thinking of the other right here, right now. So.
No, the techno-y one? No. What is that? Is that Fat Boy Slim?
Yeah.
So I found this. It's rare when you've been married 16 years, you find new things out about your spouse. But we were watching, we watch these presidential documentaries because we're dorks, and I make the kids do it. And we got to Reagan and the fall of the Berlin Wall. My wife has a chunk of it. Thank you. I'm like, wait, what?
That's how I introduce myself to people.
Right? So we're sitting there watching it, and Reagan goes, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. And she turns to the kid, she goes, I still have a piece of that. And I pause it, and I go, what? What are you talking about? You have a piece of the Berlin Wall? She goes, yeah, my parents got it for me when I was like 4. They did a thing, and I'm like, did they buy it off a guy who's like selling them out of his trunk? Like, no, I guess they went through this whole thing, and there's a certificate or whatever, and it's
Where is it?
She brought it downstairs.
It was in your house,
and you never knew all this time.
Not once. She has a box of trinkets and memories, and
there's the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, it's right next to one of the kids' umbilical cords, probably, and all the stuff you save. And she it's about as if you make the kind of circle with your thumb and finger. It's about as big as that circle. And is this weird? And then we'll move on here. And
so far, this is weird.
Okay, but avoid the natural instinct to just trash me here, which I welcome. Would you at any point looking at it have smelled it? Because I did. I smelled it. I sniffed it. Like, I don't know what I was sniffing.
Oh, so it's not like in a.
No,
I was thinking like.
You're holding it.
It's just loose?
It was in a little. No, it's in like a box. It's in like a box with padding. A little, like, not like a ring thing, a jewel case, but kind of. And you take it out, and here's this.
Is there any writing or descriptions on the outside to signify this?
Nothing on the rock, but there is something on the jewel. I should bring it in, although I'd be nervous about it. And then there's like a little certificate, whatever. And I smelled it. I looked at it. I, felt it. I was like, God, this is. Then I was turning to the kids. I'm like, not to get, but I'm like, who touched this? Like,
probably nobody.
It was probably like 10 feet high.
How? I don't want to get too weird on this, but how weird would it have been? Let's just pretend something had happened to Melissa.
Right.
And then you're just going through stuff. And you're like, what?
What? Like, what else has she been hiding?
The Berlin Wall.
What else? Where's your Dead Sea Scroll? What?
I got a moon rock at my parents' house.
Right. So, anyways, I'll.
What did it smell like?
You know what, dude? It smelled like kind of like that tinny, irony scent of cement. It just smelled like rock. But I'm like, God, this was, there. And this is something that was there in the 1500s. Not really. But it was there for a long time, and history happened. Anyways,
Hey, kids.
Hey, kids. What kind of historical piece of something would you want to find in your wife's trinket box? 1-800-920-1140 on the Full
And you're
Split
like,
hotline.
hey, kids, you think that's impressive? Here's part of Arco Arena.
Right. Here's some chair.
Yeah.
We got a chair. Here's a Brad Miller's warm-up shorts.
That's still just such a wild thing to hear.
It is.
Oh, I actually have
a piece of the Berlin Wall that's been in our house.
Oh, here's Abe's beard.
Right?
You know.
And you guys know how freakazoid I am.
Tree.
Right. Here's one of George Washington's wooden teeth signed.
Spoiler alert, they weren't wooden.
No, they were not.
Is it mint condition? Graded 10?
Yeah, we got them graded. It's Gem Mint 10. All right, so you got Monday Night Football tonight. Who the hell is
Oh, it's the Bears and Vikings. Yeah.
No, okay.
You're not counting that? Hey.
I know.
July?
Hall of Fame game. You're
Yes.
right. It's the Hall of Fame game rule. All right, so you have NFL football tonight.
Okay. We start slowly this
By
week.
the way, two teams who in consecutive years have beaten the San Francisco 49ers. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, think about that.
So watch it with a different eye tonight.
Watch it with a different eye tonight. Maybe grab a piece of grass.
Yes.
Save it for your kids. Tomorrow, Kings Warriors.
That's for real.
That is so for real. It's ridiculous. Kings Clippers back to back.
Ooh, James Harden game.
That's right. Yeah.
Thursday.
Cowboys Seahawks.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
that's fine.
2 playoff teams in the NFC.
That's right. One of, I think, 3, maybe 4 teams the entire week where 2 above 500 teams are playing. Like, this is a really crappy NFL week with a couple of very notable exceptions. So Friday, it's Friday. I actually made a mistake here. I forgot that the Pac-12 championship is Friday. I thought it was Saturday. I was just being dumb. Oh, Chris, we got breaking news. Give us the breaking news bed, if you will, out of the National Football League.
When it breaks,
we have it first.
It's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Yeah, the Panthers have fired head coach Frank Reich. Won't be any comebacks for him there.
Wow. Not even one season.
Not even, right. Like, it was... They fired what's his face, Matt Rule, and then you had the current Niners D coordinator finish out the year right around now in Steve Wilkes. They hired Frank Reich when the team rallied around Coach Wilkes, wanted him to be the guy, and he gets number 1 pick in the draft. They go 1-10 and fire him. That is. I mean, on one hand,
he got fired in season last year too. Colts.
That's right. That's right. Well, I mean, I'm not feeling bad for him. Dude's getting paid. Yeah. But that is generally on one. Is that a sign of bad ownership? Here's why. Let me ask you. On one hand, it's like, dude, obviously the coach isn't the problem. You're the problem, ownership and personnel and all that, and keep doing it. Maybe let somebody get a foothold. And then on the other hand, it's like, well, do you respect the fact that they fail fast? Like, this isn't working, and we're not just going to let it slide for another 2 years.
I don't know if I'll go respect it, but yeah. Interesting.
All right, so Monday, a coach gets fired and NFL football. Tuesday, Kings Warriors. Wednesday, Kings Clippers. Cowboys Seahawks Thursday. University of Washington versus Oregon Friday, which could have huge college football playoff implications. And then we get to Saturday. There's a UFC fight night.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State, Louisville, ACC Championship. Georgia, Alabama, SEC Championship. Michigan, Iowa, Big Ten Championship. Kings, Nuggets. Also, this might be the biggest thing of the whole week. I'm not saying it is. It might be. Someone's going to be making his first appearance at Golden One Center for a game this year. This guy. Oh, I will be.
I was thinking, because it's not Jason.
Yeah, it's not
me.
It's not you. No, this is. I like to wait. 10, 12 games.
You wait for the champs to come in.
Wait for the. I like to see how that. Yeah. Exactly. I want to see Jokic Sabonis though. That's going to be fun. Not sure. By the way, sounds like there's a slight chance Jamal Murray will be back too. I know Michael Malone said over the weekend that
bring it on.
He'll probably come back that game.
Yeah.
No, he'll come back the game before, get all his Kings out, and then go for 50.
Also Saturday, South Dakota, Sac State. Sweet 16.
And we're going to talk about Sac State here a little bit later on, 7:44, but big win for them.
Yes.
Big.
Stingers up.
Stingers erect.
Yeah.
Like it's like a tower of stinger
Yeah.
right now. Sunday, Niners Eagles.
Oh.
What?
That game too?
Yes.
That's this week?
Yes.
Man, that's awesome.
It's so great. Like, honestly, tonight is like.
Who are the Jets playing, though, Dave?
By the way, have you been following that? It looks like they're penciling December 24th for Aaron Rodgers' return.
Why? So they can
finish the job?
So they can finish 3 games out of the playoff picture?
I mean, and are they going to change their turf, which got another victim over the weekend as well? I mean, I don't know. The Jets, by the way, in case you're wondering, and I know you are.
Patriots.
The Jets are the second worst team right now in the AFC. They are currently the 15th seed, according to ESPN. Although, to be fair, they are tied with the Chargers, Titans, and Jets. They are 1.5 games, weirdly enough, out of the playoffs right now. So, yeah, December 24th, you ask, who might that be? That would be versus the Commanders.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God, I didn't write this down. Can we do a quick poll because we got a break here? I didn't write this down, probably because subconsciously I didn't want to. This is not a showtatorship. As you know, this is a showocracy. So every vote is equal here. Chris, yours too, of course. Do we talk about certain players that play for Oklahoma City that had rough weekends? Do we mention the story?
I think you just did.
I mean, I'm doing it very lightly, and I'm not talking about right now. I'm saying
We can wait for the result.
I am fascinated by one aspect of that.
I know.
Yeah.
Just the one?
Well, fascinated meaning fascinating is a very interesting term. All right. There's a big story, but also I don't know what to do with that. It's like I don't know what to do with the Wander Franco thing. Like, ew. I'm kind of getting into it, aren't I? I mean, Josh Giddey was accused of perhaps hanging out with a minor that we don't have a lot of the details on. The NBA is officially opening up an investigation. He had no comment. We'll let the process play itself out, and then we'll talk about it, okay?
Okay.
There, we mentioned right there. There you go. There you go. We did our responsibility to say something, and then we can all stop being uncomfortable and move on. We'll take a break. When we come back, Philadelphia once again survived. The Ravens are for real, and oh my goodness gracious, the Broncos. Plus, what really made me angry, and I got yelled at for it yesterday afternoon because people are mean on social media. When it comes to football, we'll do that next.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, a breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill is turning me into a pro. Napoleon Grills has features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just go to Napoleon.com for your nearby Napoleon Grills dealer. Napoleon Grills. Now is the time for the best selection of grills grills and fine accessories for the holidays.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Ball is spotted. The kick is away. And the kick is... It's going overtime! He is amazing. He is amazing.
They just do not want to go away. Jake Elliott. Oh, my goodness.
3 receivers left. Now Swift goes in motion. Hurts on a quarterback draw. He's at the 5. He's in. Touchdown. The Eagles win. Hurts does it again.
Oh, my God.
Hurts does it again.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's fine.
Did you see the stat, by the way, in that game when they were kind of going downfield trying to tie the game or win the game in regulation? And they showed that of Jake Elliott, 8 for 8 in his career on game tying or game winning kicks.
Yeah.
And I thought, I mean, it's a great stat. When I go, oh, did you just jinx him?
Announcer jinx.
And then second part is, okay, honestly, I thought he was going to miss the kick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did. That was my thought pre-kick. And I said, he'll be 8 for 9, and they'll show that the next time. And I'll go, God, I feel like that needs, like if I didn't know any context, I go, oh, he missed one. Like I would put, the miss was in the rain, in the wind, 59 degrees, or 59 yards.
Yeah.
But now he makes it. He's 9 for 9. I feel like that needs its own, like that's an incredible, like the percentages of him making that were really low, I think.
You're so right. There doesn't need to be context because that could have been, it was a 31-yarder in Minnesota.
In a dome. With no rush, and he just shanked it.
Yeah,
and he kicked it to the pylon.
Absolutely. It is kind of lame. Like in football, there are things like tipped interceptions that like the quarterback threw it perfectly, like Mahomes did in the first game this year, bounces off a dude's hands.
Right.
Like that shouldn't be a pick, but it's a pick.
Yeah.
Same thing there. Like you're 100% right. Like there is a difference between a 31-yard field goal in a dome and a 59-yard field goal in those conditions at home. And if you miss it, you lose.
Right.
And then you've got to play the Niners next week.
Right.
Effectively for the look, plenty of season left. But imagine if Philly had lost last week. They'd again effectively be playing the Niners this weekend for the 1 seed. Because if the Niners won, they'd both have 3 losses. Niners get the tiebreak.
Correct.
Still more football to play, but my goodness. And that game, regardless of who you're rooting for that game was phenomenal. And I was super, super happy that CBS gave me this.
Watson in motion. They're going to throw a crossing pattern. Caught Rice, 30. Angling, 25 up the sideline. 15 inside the 5. Touchdown! Kansas City! A 39-yard crossing pattern. And then zooming up the sideline. Rashee Rice.
Whoops, sorry. 31-17. Now, in all fairness to the Raiders, they were not only in this, but they were beating the Chiefs. In fact, they took it to them in the first part of that game. And I understand how TV and ratings work, weirdly enough. What I didn't necessarily understand is, like, why did we get the Raiders and Chiefs instead of the Eagles and Bills? Like, in what world should we have had that game? I understand there's still Raider fans in the area.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, you're taking an irrelevant out of state. And I don't mean that to be mean. Like, that sounds super mean. Like, playoff league, they're pretty irrelevant. They are an out of state team now. They're in Nevada. Like, they haven't been here for years now. And the Chiefs, defending champions, but also Midwest, over the Eagles and the Bills. Now, granted, the Bills aren't your daddy's Bills of 2 years ago that are Super Bowl contenders, it seems, but that's a huge game.
It's a really interesting question because actually, Dave, my gut's telling me if you had a chance to put all the TVs on in Sacramento area or whatever area and give them just those two choices, I think the Raiders would have had more viewers. I could be 100% wrong,
right. You very
but
well
not like
right.
it's 90 to 10%. Also, the way the game was going, and I think a lot of people still watch the red zone as well, and you're seeing like, man, this other game's looking really, really good.
Right.
So that's part of why.
That was me. Yeah. I was watching red zone.
Right.
And yeah, you got to see the bits and pieces of Eagles Bills. I wanted to see the whole thing. So I was bitching about that on social media.
The evacuation of the red zone.
And then Scott Hansen, all of a sudden you hear this.
Yeah.
And, it's funny, but it's also like, oh my God, like, today's day and age, is something, I hope nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And then he comes back on at some point and he's like, well, I guess I'm safe. I didn't have to evacuate. It's like, well, but, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Still don't, I want follow-up.
Yeah.
I want to know
I guess they said false alarm.
Oh, did they? I didn't hear that. Did they say false? Wow. What a prank. You got red zone to go off for a second. And, thank God they ended up leaving it on Bills in Philadelphia. And on top of that was the late game, the late afternoon start. So you got most of the fourth quarter, which was fine. I just didn't want to watch the Raiders Chiefs, but that was just me. So Philly survived that one.
Is that where people were mean to you on social media?
Yeah, because I said, why are we watching this irrelevant team versus the Chiefs in a blowout instead of the obvious one? Great job, CBS. I was like, and if you're a Raider fan and you're set, like, go get Sunday ticket. Like, it's an out-of-state team. Like, this shouldn't matter. And then it proceeded to turn into this, you get Sunday ticket. There's still, and then, that turned into more Raider fans here, Raider Nation, than Niner fans, which is like, dude, you're delusional. There are not more Raider fans, at least in our neck of the woods, than there are Niner fans, and the ratings prove that for ever. I don't know, just Raider fan also, and I get that I'm talking to like 30% of our audience probably, but kind of delusional.
Yeah,
one of those, like they just kind of lose there.
But hey, you want to have a good time on a Sunday? Go hang out with Raider fans.
What he said.
Saying that like in a serious way, or
yeah.
What's the good time?
Huh?
What you gonna what you gonna do the shots of beer? Well, whatever you kids do.
Shots of beer.
No, my buddies actually did that once. It's called the Century Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd do 100 shots of beer in 100 minutes?
100 minutes.
They were not in great shape afterwards.
Really?
Oh dear. What are you doing with Raider fan? Wearing jerseys 2 sizes too small?
You're thinking of Laker fans.
Yes. Cowboy, Raider, Laker.
No.
I'm trying to think, what would be the fourth? I'm missing one. Warrior fans again. Come on.
No.
I'm talking about these are the guys with the medium jerseys that are double fisting their beers and looking around for whatever.
You're not talking about Raiders fan.
No. No.
No.
You're right. Not at all. Raider fan would not do that. By the way, Niner fan too. Let's be honest. Gotta look at our own house. Niner fan has not been behaving well lately at all. Niner fan,
ever since they moved to Levi's.
Right? You get that close to Great America and problems are going to happen. Baltimore did things, by the way.
Herbert from the shotgun. Eckler to his right. Ravens bring it all out blitz. Herbert under pressure. He's hit, and he throws incomplete. Arthur Millette came on the cornerback blitz, and the Ravens defense comes up huge on fourth down.
20-10, the final there.
Yeah.
We end the day with the Ravens as the number 1 seed in the AFC. But look out, Jason. Here comes Bronco.
Amazing story.
It really is an amazing story.
Would you pick at this point, though, if the Ravens end up as the 1 seed, them to get out of the AFC? Yeah, see?
No. Yeah. Now, hey, hope I'm wrong. Love to see Lamar Jackson in the big game.
Fine.
Good for him. Where's my Lamar Jackson guy, by the way? But, of course, Lamar Jackson guy would say, and rightfully so, okay, great. Let's see him do something in the playoffs and not completely disappear.
And still have time to move him to wide receiver.
But, I mean, really, honestly, when you look at the AFC, is there any team other than the Chiefs you could see winning the Super Bowl? And I don't mean like everyone has a chance. I'm saying like Baltimore, Jacksonville, Miami, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Hell, the Colts and Texans and Broncos are 6-5. The Bills and Bengals, really, to me, start of the year were the two biggest threats to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And
Bills keep losing. Bengals keep getting bodies hurt.
Yeah.
Key players.
Bengals have now lost 3 in a row, and that ain't gonna change it anytime soon. AFC seems incredibly top weak this year. And again, the Chiefs look very beatable, but look, they're still the defending world champions and they have Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
And they have Chris Jones.
Still what? Just 2 losses? 3 losses?
8-3.
8-3.
They're 8-3. They have not had that bye week yet. Meanwhile, over the NFC, the Eagles are 10-1. And the Niners, Lions, and Cowboys all 8-3, which would be good for at or near the top of the division. And then you have a couple of 6. That's a murder house right there. Woof. Meanwhile, just to kind of bottom line the whole Eagles situation, Eagles are now 10-1 with a plus 64 point differential. Just to give you an idea, the Niners are plus 140, and the Cowboys are plus 162. The Ravens are plus 137.
Wow.
Do we need to put a little more respect, RESPECK, on the Ravens?
Maybe so. I mean, they're consistently a good organization, all right? I mean, they seem to always be there in the postseason, not always the best team, but they are consistently a threat in the AFC playoff picture.
The Ravens are number 4 in points scored. And Jason Ross, the Ravens are number 4 in points allowed.
That's the kind of stuff Super Bowl winning teams do, end up in the top 10 in both. This is top 5.
The Niners are now number 1 when it comes to points, or they have been points allowed, and they are number 6, tied for 5th with the Eagles in points scored. So, oh God, I just thought of something.
What?
Ravens Niners rematch.
You take it?
Yeah, because we're in the Super Bowl and revenge and all that fun stuff, but also
keep the lights on.
I think I'd rather face the Ravens than the Chiefs, though. As I totally don't jinx my own team by talking about Super Bowl matchups. We'll take a break when we come back. 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. Rate that 6-game roadie for the Sacramento Kings. The Niners and Philly, who's favored? It might surprise you. And speaking of surprises, what did surprise you over the weekend in football? We'll talk about that next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox, a breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because you know, mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Ingersoll Rand, and Metaltech in-store or at northerntool.com.
When you switch to Boost Mobile, you can get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G and a pretty powerful way to get after it.
Like me, Tusi, a man who fell in love with music and fell on hard times. From writing songs in my room to sitting on top of the charts. All because I made poetry out of pain and always knew I'd be on the stage singing your favorite song.
Switch to Boost and get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone on America's largest 5G networks.
Boost Mobile. Get after it.
New customers only. Taxes extra. 1 device per line. 5G not available everywhere. Other restrictions apply.
3 questions,
3 answers.
It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Jason just pointed out we have 7 weeks left in the NFL season.
Or is it 6?
Nah, because this is week 11, right?
No, this was week 12.
Is it week 12?
Yeah, like the Bills are 6.
Oh, yeah,
6.
it is week 12. Oh.
6 weeks left.
15, 16. Thanks a lot, Jason.
It's going too fast.
Honestly. Jason Ross, bad cop. It doesn't really start hurting until I feel like after the new year. That's when, after the New Year's, that when we come back from the holidays are over, done for a whole nother year.
And we're getting closer to the warm weather.
NBA All-Star breaks a month away. And then soon it'll be like pitchers and catchers report. Yay. This guy pitches. This guy catches. This guy hits the ball.
This guy reports.
It'd actually be kind of cool if they actually they had to come back and report on what they did in the offseason.
Yeah, same.
They'd stand up and be like, "Hi, I
Me
am."
and my family went on a trip.
It was
very fun.
We saw lots of historical things. We got a piece of the Berlin Wall.
Remind me to bring that in. 3 for Madness, brought to you by Fire Wings. Christopher Laud, give us some music and give us a question, if you will.
How would you rate the Kings' 6-game road trip?
Jason, should we go 1 to 10 or should we go A, B, C, D, E, F?
Yes.
I'm going to
go the opposite of whatever you do.
I'm gonna go 8B. I'm gonna use both. 8 out of 10, B plus, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't perfect.
Right.
They got manhandled by the Pelicans. But in the end, they won 4 of 6. This was one of those long old road trips over a holiday. And
remember it started with the Lakers. What even happened in that game? It was 4 years ago.
Yeah, and they won that one by 15, and I know that because it's in front of me right now. Otherwise, I probably would have forgotten. Then they beat Wembanyama and the Spurs in a game that was
a game.
What was it, like 21 to 8 or 5 or some crap? Then they went in and they manhandled the Mavericks.
That was fun. They played well.
Beat the Timberwolves again.
You got sausage arms and cankles.
Now, you know what? Remember when I said there were 2 things hanging over tomorrow? One was Draymond coming back. I almost forgot. Hey, first game back from a long road trip. How do the Kings usually do?
At least they've had, usually it's like 1 day off and then you play. It's multiple days off, but
you know that there had to be like second Thanksgiving for the family yesterday.
Okay.
And De'Aaron and Herter and whoever, they're all out cooking turkeys. And then it's like, oh, the honey-do list starts, hang the Christmas lights, mow the lawn.
That's what they're all doing.
They're all doing that because that's what they do as NBA players that have millions of dollars. They're all doing all that. It's your turn. You take the kids for a while. I'm going to the whatever place to relax. I'm getting a mani-pedi. I'm getting a massage. I'm having some me time. You take the kids. And by the time tomorrow rolls around, you want to play a drinking here. I like to call it the road trip drinking game. How many times is G-Man or whoever's on the TV call going to say something to the effect of, just the legs don't seem to be there tonight? See, I'm really working myself up.
Yes, you are.
Anyways, how would you rate it?
I would rate it basically the same way. I think B plus, 8 out of 10. That sounds great. I mean, they were very good in stretches of this trip. The goal is to win games. You won 4 and 2. Gave some teams some losses that hadn't lost at home, and that was encouraging. So, yeah, started strong and finished with the last game was great. So good for them. I give them an 8.
Kings have now won 7 of 9 since the Rockets Warriors triple L. So
okay,
they're on they're on a good streak right now heading into tomorrow. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
The Niners are favored by 1 in Philly. Should they be?
No, I don't think so. I thought
is your friend going to bet on this? Have you talked to him?
No, God, no.
Oh, you already know?
If he does, he would bet on Philly.
Interesting.
Just because he would think that's where the value was. But then again, he put a lot of money on Minnesota, which is favored by 3.5 Friday against the Kings.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
He called me and said, "I'm honestly, I'm happy to lose that bet." Like,
did you laugh at him?
I was like,
you didn't believe in the Kings,
idiot. Yeah, exactly, stupid. So, yeah, they say you get 3 points just for being at home. So on a neutral site, the Niners are favored by 4. Like, and again, nerds.
No, they're favored by 1.
I know. Betting nerds, we get how it works, and they're trying to get even money on either side, totally. But was really surprised to see that the defending NFC champions, who are 9-1, were playing at home, the site of the place where they just demolished the Niners. I get the injury, but still last year, the last time they played. And the Niners are, 2-3 games removed from a nice 3-game losing streak, and you're favored by 1. Okay. Surprises me.
It also tells you too, I think, what we've said, like when the Niners are at their best, I think a lot of people believe that's the best team in football.
Yes.
I do. So I don't know if they'll play their best, but they pretty much have a full complement of guys. So I'm anticipating them to play well. And I like that they're favored by 1. Adds a little more to it.
Also, is it weird that Philly, who's won a Super Bowl recently, Philly that was in the NFC Championship game last year, Philly that has what is now probably the leading MVP candidate, is it possible they're under the radar?
I don't know if they're under the radar, but maybe underappreciated. Yeah. I mean, maybe
Kind
similar
of.
things,
Like,
but yeah.
Why are we?
Yeah.
Why are they not being universally acclaimed as the best team in football? And with maybe the Chiefs as an exception. Why isn't it like, oh my God, Philly? I feel like Philly deserves to be just slobbered over this year.
They're getting punished for winning close games, but
no.
Screw Philly.
Well, I mean,
who is their one loss to?
The Commanders?
No.
Who was it? Who was it?
Jets.
Was it the Jets?
In our for fun keeper league, who did you pick that week?
You should hate Philly, Dave.
Oh God,
they knocked you out, didn't they?
They did knock
They knocked me out too.
It
Their
was the
only
Jets.
loss
With
to the
Wilson
Jets.
as QB.
20-14 to the Jets.
They're frauds.
I hope you're right.
See?
So much.
Now you tell your friend this information.
Yeah, friend. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
What surprised you over the weekend in football?
There were a couple things, but did not have the Browns lose to the Broncos. I understand the Broncos are hot. I understand all that, defense. And I thought the Browns were just going to go in there and say, this is cute, but we're an actual real football team, and you're not. That's not what happened. That was a good game in the beginning for about 2 minutes. The Broncos beat them 29-12. Now I understand that.
It wasn't that close.
It wasn't that close. Now the Browns are on their 9th quarterback or whatever, and he got a concussion, and there's issues there. I totally get that. Nick Chubb is out. They've had some problems. Broncos still put up 29 points on that defense. I'm not ready to say the Broncos are for real yet, but I'm not ready. I'm honestly right now, Jason, if you're looking at the Broncos and how they're playing, so they've got the Texans this weekend, the Chargers and the Lions, all 3 on the road. And then they have the Pats, Chargers, and then at Raiders. I mean, they got 6 games left. Is it that out of the ballpark for them to go 4-2? I mean, Raiders obviously ain't beating them. Patriots aren't beating them. You got 2 against the Chargers and the Texans as well, which isn't a pushover. All I'm saying is this: if they were to go 4-2, they finish at 10-7. That might sneak in.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then you really have to tip your cap to Sean Payton, anyways. But my goodness.
For me, I'm going to go back to Saturday. The Auburn-Alabama finish was stunning.
Yes.
I mean, Alabama's going the wrong way. They're 4th and goal, but it was at the 25, 30-yard line. And it was the 10-year anniversary of the kick six. Just amazing. And I feel for Auburn fans, just had their hearts ripped out. But that was an amazing finish. That surprised me.
Yeah, that Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
Tends to be fun.
And there was, at one point on Saturday, there was actually quite a bit of chaos going on. Now, none of it ended up happening. You guys were struggling a little bit. Florida State was. Georgia was struggling a little bit with Georgia Tech. Washington had their hands full with Washington State. I mentioned Auburn, I know, and Alabama. There was a lot of different things going on, and kind of all of it fell into place.
Yeah. UCLA was playing a football game was well. I was going to say that. We'll take a break. When we come back.
Yeah, we're taking a break.
When we come back.
It's the final game ever in the Pac-12, and that's what happened.
I know. What happened? Right in the dingle. Right. Why? I did not have that game going that way like that.
Remember you mentioned G-Man's roundhouse kick? I'm at least warning you.
When we come back, Jason Ross will probably finish out the show while I'm in concussion protocol. If I make it out of the blue tent, Draymond Green is back tomorrow, and we've got some of his comments as well. We'll do that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Show with Jason Ross
on your local sports leader.
Sactown Sports.
Hopefully we'll be wearing Kevlar tonight. Or tomorrow night, excuse me. Feels like it should be tonight. It should be tonight. Monday Night Basketball.
Yeah.
They want them to play so soon after a road trip.
I don't want them to get out of their mode. Just play. No days off.
No days off.
Well, you're playing a basketball game for 2.5 hours. Come on. How hard could it be? People jog for 4 hours.
Have you?
I did this morning.
That's right. I forgot you.
I think I've combined for 4 hours of jogging.
Like lifetime, yeah. I don't get joggers.
Yeah.
There are people that are just
joggers.
Excuse me, jogging. There's people that are just weird, like they're religious about it. Like, I get the runner's high. Like, is that me? You're about to pass out? Is that what? Are you? What?
It's a different kind of high.
I watch people go out and jog, and it looks awesome, dude. They're in like whatever their jogging clothes are. They got their earbuds in. They're, headbanded and in shape, and they're running through that. I always imagine it's like the guy that drinks the beer. I always wanted to be that guy, and I hate beer. I've tried to jog.
The guy that drinks the beer.
I've told him before about like I don't drink, but. There have been times I've been jealous, like guy comes home from a long day and goes into the fridge and cracks open a nice cold one, pours it in the mug and sits there, or maybe goes to the bar with his friends and they clink glasses and sing songs of yesteryear, or whatever people do at bars.
That sounds like anything you would ever do.
Yeah.
He's a jolly good fellow.
Yeah, right. I don't like beer, and so whatever. But it's the same thing. I've tried jogging. I have tried it. Got the jogging shoes on, got the music in. I get like around the block and I'm like, my shins hurt. This is stupid. I don't want to do any of this. I'm going home.
I'm going to go home and not have a beer.
Not have a beer.
Uber home.
So around the corner.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can make it back.
Draymond Green had comments yesterday. I'm going to play them. It's a couple minutes, but just talking about the victimization of Draymond Green.
Now, regarding the suspension itself and the incident itself, you've been very vocal of the Draymond rule that the league has. And, the league has said back in April against the Kings, when you were suspended that one game, and then this time that your past actions do carry weight when they're making these decisions regarding yourself. So I guess there's a two-part question of how do you feel about that? Do you see that happening with other players? And then I also asked my point B part of the question.
I'm not really one to sit and compare myself to other players because they're not me and I'm not them. So I'm not one to say, oh, man, you didn't do that to that guy. That's also hating. Where I grew up, you don't sit and talk about what another man got or he didn't get this or he got that. Why I did not get that. I don't compare myself to other people or myself. So I never look at it in that light. I think, to continue mentioning like, oh, well, what he did in the past, I've paid for those. Like I got suspended in Game 5 of the finals. So you can't keep suspending me for those actions. But in saying that, I'm also not one to admit when I'm at fault. It is what it is. I think, for me, anytime there's a situation and a teammate needs you to come to their defense, I'm going to come to their defense, and that's just that, especially with someone that I've been playing with for 12 years. That's more than a teammate. That's a brother. And things can be interpreted how people interpret them. I'm not really here to judge people's interpretations or try to change them. They are what they are. But I know for me, I'm going to always be there for my teammates. And that's who I am. That's who I am as a teammate. That's who I am as a friend. If I'm your friend, I'm going to be there for you. Right, wrong, or indifferent. You look to your side, I'll be right there, if not in front of you. So that's just how I am. I think for me personally, I have to be on the court for my teammates. Our chances of winning drops dramatically if I'm not out there. So I have to be better and at being there and as one of the leaders of this group. You just got to find different ways. And I think for me, that's the biggest lesson in all of it. Is just like, yeah, you got to be there for your teammate, but you have to do it differently. The same way you would do something when I was 26, I can't do at 33. And so that's kind of what it boils down to. And so I can be better there, and I will. Continue to grow through different things that you go through in life, and that's what I try to do with these situations. But I would never sit and judge it based on this guy choked that person or this guy swung at him and what did they get. That I don't do that.
All right.
Interesting.
The way he's talking, say you had no idea why he was suspended at all.
Yeah.
What would you think he had done?
That's interesting.
I mean, how many times have we heard this? I was taking notes here, Jason, as I know you were too. So since the Game 5, the LeBron James incident in the finals, where he was suspended, that he mentioned, and he said, I paid for those transgressions. Well, okay. Since then, you were suspended by the team for an altercation. Remember the sideline altercation with Kevin Durant?
Mm-hmm.
We don't need you, blah, blah, blah. Then he was suspended for knocking out Jordan Poole, his teammate I guess he was there for him there. The Sabonis altercation last year, plus he was suspended for reaching the technical foul limit last year. I know that there's a bit, I want to be careful not to be like a hater. Like, I respect Draymond Green's rings, his defense, and his basketball IQ. I do. I don't know that the Warriors win all 4, and maybe they don't win any of those rings without him. I don't know. But he's a dirty player. He's a dirty player. I don't mind a little bit of dirt. He's a dirty player.
Yeah, and even the note I wrote down is because you mentioned he brought up the Game 5 that he goes, I paid for that. And you can't keep punishing me for past. No, that's exactly what's happening.
That's right.
It's the punishments are set up to try to avoid future future interactions. So if you've done it once, you and I do the same thing one time, but I've now done it 8 times. I haven't learned. So my punishment, if you do it a second time and it's a 9th time, it should be more for me.
That's right.
Because I haven't learned.
That's how it is. And you want to be careful comparing sports in real life. But if this is my 5th DUI,
it's more than my first.
It's more than my first.
Yeah.
And I imagine how stupid I would sound in front of the judge. I'm like, oh, you can't suspend my license. I already paid for those.
That was 4 years ago.
Right. And I get it, sports and DUI.
Right.
I understand
but that's
that.
The point,
but it's the same general philosophy.
Well, then how many technicals did we see over the past week where it's like Draymond would just get looked the other way for that?
I was just going to bring up, the De'Aaron Fox technical the other night where he was upset about something. You're talking about an all-star playoff guy, been in the league 7-8 years now. Draymond Green can stop we've seen it this year where free throws have not been taken because Draymond's still in the key yapping at the ref. And it's like a joke now. Like we also had, while we were gone, we also had the Chris Paul, Scott Foster thing. I don't know where to land on that. Other than the NBA just needs to keep these two off the floor at the same time. I want to, weirdly enough, I actually want to land on Scott Foster's side. I'm not going to lie, because Chris Paul is just such a ding dong. And also I know the majority are saying you're not here to see Scott Foster. Of course. I also don't know what Chris Paul said other than he called him a B once. I know that a couple times. I don't know what he said. You can't tell what he said. I only see one side of the story. So I don't know if I'm sure Chris Paul was not sitting there reading the weather report. Point being, Jason, back to Draymond. He gets more leeway than anyone in the league by far, and still has all these transgressions. The league has to take responsibility at some point too.
Yeah, and I don't know that Draymond's feeling like he's the victim per se, but sometimes he comes off that way.
I think he is.
I
think he does feel that way.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. At some point, you really do, and I want to double down on that, Jason. At some point, the league has to look at itself and say, not that Draymond Green's a grown man and the league is not his parents. So forgive the comparison here. But the league is responsible for the on-court discipline. That's where I'm making this comparison.
Yeah.
Look, if my kid keeps acting up and acting up and acting up, I'm not giving them more leeway. And a lot of parents do this. They go, oh, God. If I were to get on little Billy every single time he did everything that he does, he's a troublemaker. If I were to punish him every time, he'd do nothing but spend every day in his room. And I use different rules for him than I do for Timmy, because Timmy never gets in trouble. And that's like the worst way to parent, in my opinion. No, dude, then he spends all his time in his room. That's his life. His life is in his room until if and when he figures out that you can't do these things. You don't bend the rules because the transgressor, that's how they learn how to manipulate the system. That's how kids learn how to manipulate their parents. Draymond Green, grown man, but has been given so much leeway by the NBA. You want to take care of this? Make me Joe Dumars for a year. I promise you I will take care of Draymond Green. Very simply, I will enforce the rules, and I will instruct the referees not to have Draymond Green rules, but not to have not Draymond Green rules. Like, hey, if you're going to give De'Aaron Fox this technical, Giannis Antetokounmpo this technical, Dame Lillard this technical, or Jakob Poeltl this technical, Draymond, one warning, and I'm teeing you up. And if you keep going, I'm going to give you one more warning, and then I'm going to tee you up. And we're going to do that for like 12 of 15 games until you piled up those technical fouls and you start getting suspended, and now you're a detriment to your team, and we're going to fine you, not that you care. And guess what? If you miss 12 out of the next 15 games and your team starts losing, you might shut your mouth at some point. And if you don't, cool, dude, you're just getting suspended every other game.
Yeah. Plus, I think the other part I wrote down that I think misread. I mean, I like in some sense what he said, like, look, I've got my teammates back. I'm going to be there for them. It's a brotherhood. This is Klay Thompson's a guy, not only a friend, we're brothers, 12 years of a career together. I totally respect and get all that. I actually appreciate that. But I think he misread the situation, Dave. I think he thought, like, was Clay in trouble? Was he getting punted? None of that was happening.
Sure.
So he felt, I need to go in here and save my guy. He wasn't in trouble. No. He wasn't hurting. He wasn't. There was nobody was punching anybody, and I think he just misread it. And the way I would think it too, I could just picture this situation. It's unfair because this didn't happen this way. But let's say Draymond wasn't in the game, so he's on the bench, and clearly the rule states, you leave the bench, you're suspended.
Yeah.
So I think Draymond, let's say, was on the bench in that situation. I think he would have ran out there, and he'd been like, "I'm always going to defend my guys." You read the situation wrong. But if there was legitimately people fighting, then maybe but they weren't. They weren't.
Give me a random, either of you, just throw out the first one you think of, a random, incredibly mild-mannered person in the NBA. Player. Anyway, mild-mannered. Just non-king.
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday.
Nikola Jokic.
Okay, well, no, we have a little history of Nikola Jokic. All right, Drew Holiday's a great one. Same situation, Drew Holiday grabs Rudy Gobert in a chokehold. Everything's exactly the same. 3-game suspension instead of 5. I fully admit that he probably got an extra game or two.
Maybe
because
two.
Yeah.
2. I don't know.
Man, I don't know. If I saw Drew Holiday dragging Rudy Gobert by the throat.
Like, it's not just because Draymond might have gotten an extra game, maybe 2 for prior incidents. But I think what Draymond refused, he'll never, and by the way, he'll never, ever, you can tell the psychology of the man. And by the way, good for him, it's worked. He's never going to admit fault, and he's never, ever, ever going to, it's not going to change.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to change. It's not going to happen. He is who he is. What fascinates me about the story, Jason, really more than anything, is going back to a conversation we had right after this happened. I believe the NBA likes this. I believe that deep back in that old cigar smoke filled NBA room where they have the abacuses and the checkbooks and they're balancing the piles of gold. I think they look at each other and go, this is great. You realize, like, we were already looking forward to this TNT game, but it's probably going to jump about 30 to 40% now. Draymond returning to the scene of the crime last year off his suspension. Is he going to actually stick? Is he going to be like the guy in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? And is he actually going to remove Domantas Sabonis' heart out and while it's beating and hold it in front of his face at the foul line? Like, what is going to happen? And
that'll get him 2 games.
That would at least get him 2 to 3. But then he'd be like, you know what? I mean, the heart needed to be ripped out. I'm there for my teammates. I think the NBA likes it, because if the NBA did not like it, if the NBA in some world didn't acknowledge that it's good for business, the NBA absolutely has the ability to end it, as we said, by enforcing the rules. So we'll take a break. When we come back, Sac State had a weekend, a weird, wacky weekend as well in the AFC, and a historic week for NFL bettors. We'll explain that to you before Frankie gets in here at 8 o'clock for a Kings Insider Roundtable next.
2 of the best the NFL and NFC has to offer meet Sunday in Philadelphia.
Purdy out of the shotgun, looks left, throws end zone. Caught! George Kittle in the back of the end zone.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles, owners of the top spot in the NFC, versus the San Francisco 49ers, who have had this game circled on their calendar for months. Join Greg Papa and Tim Ryan for all the exciting action Sunday at 1 on your home for 49ers football, Sactown Sports.
Timing is everything, and this marks the beginning of the most wonderful time of the year, California. When families come together, traditions come alive, and so does the Black Friday Sell-a-thon at your California Ford dealers, where the best deals on the entire Ford lineup of trucks and SUVs continue all weekend long, like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years and counting. The adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors, or the electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It all starts at your California Ford dealer. Kick off the holiday season with exclusive offers on your favorite Ford vehicles. And now's the best time to find the perfect Ford for you. The Black Friday Sell-a-thon is on at your California Ford dealer. Don't wait, this is your time. The Black Friday Sell-a-thon ends November 27th, based on 1977 to 2022 CY total sales.
If anything can make a Monday great, it's gotta be Kohl's amazing Cyber Monday deals. I got a Ninja blender and coffee maker for under $150 each. Then I got a cookware set, $103.99 with coupon, and 30% off Lego building sets. But wait, it gets better. I earned $15 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent. Sound too good to be true? Get to Kohl's and find out for yourself. Select styles. Lego coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. Offers end November 27th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet arch support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
It's the season of performance event at Acura of Stockton. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Lease a new Acura RDX or MDX. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton or AcuraofStockton.com, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
Sactown Sports is home to the Kings, Niners, and now the business of sports. Hosted by Kelly Brothers and brought to you by Cap Trust, offering customized, independent financial advice at captrust.com. Join Kelly Brothers, Carmichael, Dave, and Jason as they look at the business of sports every Thursday at 7:40 a.m. You want to know how sports really work? Follow the money with Kelly Brothers from Cap Trust on Sactown Sports.
Carmichael Dave. He's got very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Somebody, this is a true story. I love almost all of you. There was a guy, shout out to my guy, Steve Cardwell, who I get this random Facebook instant message. That's what's great about doing a show in your hometown. Bro. Bro is the caption. The picture is a framed artist photo of the band Creed. And apparently at the Cave on Arden, I probably shouldn't say this because now someone will get it. It's signed by all four members. So you get this beautiful photo mounted. And you have the four pens they use, because it's like when a president signs something, I guess.
Is it the one where they do part of their name
right,
in the pen, part of the name?
One letter for each. $299.
This seems like a cash grab.
I'm gonna lie. I don't think I could even justify to my wife spending $300 on a.
Hey, sell the portion of the Berlin Wall.
Are you an autograph person?
No, I mean, my most prized, I have a Mickey Mantle ball that I gave to my dad, and that's obviously eventually I know. Head back this way, hopefully not for a long time. And that was dark.
What you think?
And I got a Will Clark, postcard that he signed.
What is like? Oh, I sold that a while ago.
Yeah. But honestly, isn't kind of the new autograph the picture?
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking. Like autographs, I'm thinking of. Oh, I saw this. Hey, I'm in New York, and I'm 1950s Timmy playing stickball,
Right.
and I see Mickey Mantle walking through the neighborhood.
Hey, Mick, let me get an autograph, Mick.
Yeah.
Come on, Mick. But if, if somebody's dead, then the autograph, you can't get a picture with them, obviously. Or if you did, that would be weird. So, yeah, now, I'm...
Hey, with the way technology is going.
Great point.
True.
Just a little AI.
Oh, man, could you a meet and greet?
A meet and greet with, Abe Lincoln? Oh, my God, that'd be amazing. How would you get the voice right? Is there any recordings of Abe Lincoln's voice? There's got to be.
I'm sure there are.
Apparently, he had a very high voice, high nasally voice.
Who scored 7 years ago?
We sit here.
He was a wrestler. You're into wrestling.
He was. He was a big-time wrestler.
Legit, Abe Lincoln was a wrestler. Big wrestling news over the weekend. My buddy, my good, close personal friend Phil returned to wrestling over the weekend. CM Punk.
CM Punk.
That's a big deal.
What does CM stand for?
Casual Monasteries. It's
Carmichael Dave.
Carmichael Dave is correct. Cash Money?
Chick magnet.
Does it really?
Yeah, we know that. We know that it's on the record as part of a lawsuit.
Punk. Chick Magnet Punk. Great to meet you.
Yes. I go by CM.
It'll be a historic.
My father is Mr. Punk. Call me Chick Magnet.
That's stupid. That got me. Okay. We move on from CM Punk. Let's get back on track here. David, in the NFL tonight, we have Monday Night Football. Yay. It is the Bears versus the Vikings, and this time it's for real. It is in Minnesota. The Vikings are favored by 3. Jason, did you know if Minnesota were to win by 3.5 points or more, don't know how they do the half point, but let's just call it 4 points or more, that would be a record in the Super Bowl era for favorites covering. That means favorites will cover 13 out of 16 games this week. How about that?
I did not know that. I didn't know that would be a record. I would think they would cover.
I would think they would.
If I were a betting man,
I would
I
think
am,
so.
but not on games.
I would think they. If I had to bet on this one, I would bet on the Vikings.
Yeah.
Mainly because they have Kings in their name.
Exactly.
Stay tuned into the segment. By the way, we will be soliciting for the Jiffy Lube drive of the game. So don't call yet, but get ready if you did listen. I want to talk real quick, though, before we get to Frankie Carselli next. Sactown Sports Kings Insider. By the way, Matt Barrow's at 9 a.m. for tonight as well. Let's talk about your stinger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's talk about. We are big fans of Sac State. And, of course, supporting local, and they had a big win over the weekend.
They did. First round of the FCS playoffs. They had to go on the road, and they got their first ever FCS playoff road win. So they went to North Dakota, underdogs in that game, and beat them.
That favorite didn't cover.
They did not. Got off to a good start. I think they scored on their first 4 drives. What was amazing about it, Dave, going in was, okay, look, it's going to be a tough game to play. Made it a little bit more difficult because the starting all-conference safety, 2-year starter at corner, the leading interceptor at the other safety position, and 2 of their backups were out. They had 5 people in the secondary out.
Wow.
Yeah.
And still took and still won, though they were the underdog. Now, what do they have to win? Is it 3 more games for a championship?
Well, let's see, 4 this week. So now they're in the Sweet 16.
Woof.
Yeah. And then back to the Dakotas. Now they go to South Dakota. They just played North Dakota. Now they go to South Dakota, who's number 3 seed.
Are you going to go to Mount Rushmore?
I've been, but no, I'm not.
No?
It's not that close. We're on the other side of the state. We're in Vermilion. Have you ever been to Vermilion?
As a matter of fact, I have been to Vermilion. It's actually much bigger than Verthausen.
Oh, yes.
And yes. And you know what I like? I like the Cracker Barrel there. They've got a great meatloaf.
Heard it's the 11th largest city in South Dakota. I didn't know that there were that many cities.
That's what they're known for.
They have a smaller population than Sac State has students. So
And so then that can't be a lot of people to choose from.
Right.
By the way, you'll be there this Saturday?
Correct.
It will be cloudy with a high of 38 and a low of 25.
Much better. So Friday night, we went to North Dakota Hockey, which they're number one in the nation. It was great.
They always are, aren't they,
great
pretty much?
facility. We were checking the temp. By the end of the night, it read 11, and it said feels like 0. It was cold.
At that point, does it really feel like anything other than
get into the car as fast as possible? Yeah.
I mean, if you look
back into the hotel,
the low today is 14, so you're doing something.
There we go.
YouTube, by the way, our good friend Zebra, a longtime everyday listener, says my only autograph I got in San Francisco in 1967, Bill Cosby.
Interesting. Worth more or less?
Steven, good morning.
Joe, good morning. How's it going, boys?
Hey, is this Steven?
This is Steven. I sent you the message.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother. No, we were talking a little bit on the Facebook instant message, and you scoped out the Creed thing.
Dude, as soon as I saw it, man, I was like, oh my God, CM is gonna flip out over this, man. And I immediately snapped that shot and sent it to you. Dude, they have pictures. If you look up close enough, they actually took photographs of either the guy who got that originally.
Wait, what am I looking? Hold on, what am I looking up here? What do they have pictures of?
If you zoom in on the picture or just look closely, you can see there's photographs of the bandmates on the day of the signing, of whenever they signed that.
Oh, I do.
There's really no specifics as to where that was signed, if it was like a specific show. There was really nothing. Huge Creed fan here, so I'm right there with you, my guy.
Yeah,
so,
it looks like the CD cover.
I
think the CD cover is the weathered CD cover. I can't quite.
It is.
Yeah, and then there's 3 guitar picks. Plus you have the CD, and then you have the pictures up top of them, and then you have the main one where they're all looking, rock bandy. And Mark Tremonti signed his name on his forehead.
On his forehead, of course.
I mean, look at that.
And then you got the whole band right there in the corner, dude. So look at Scott Stapp looking all young and beautiful right there, dude. Before Super Bowl, it looks like, you know what I mean? Beautiful.
Pre Take Me Higher Super Bowl performance.
Correct. Correct.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you looking out, dude. I do.
Yeah, it's good looking out.
I mean, it really is. And honestly,
I think we're getting closer to Dave purchasing it.
Like,
you're in a tough spot. You want to buy it.
Here's my thing, and then we got.
You want to buy it.
I do.
Yeah,
I do want to buy it.
So why won't you?
Here's the thing that's mainly holding me up. Like, I have a garage filled right now with, like, I'm not even joking, dude, a sports bar's worth of framed, signed UFC fight posters, neon signs, like all this stuff, because that used to be like the theme of the garage, and then I took it all down and turned it into a movie thing. Where am I putting this?
There's no space
other than the ceiling in my bedroom. Where am I? There is space. Well, where? I mean, the garage is like movie poster. It's like,
take down the family picture.
I mean, we do have a space near the entrance of the house. So, like, when you come in the front door,
conversation starter.
Right. It's a really old picture of the kids too.
Yeah.
They're like 3.
Oh yeah. We got to update it and put Creed there.
I need to know. Maybe I put it up in the mountain house. People come in to rent the house. First thing they see is a side photo of Creed. Who wouldn't want to stay there?
You put Creed up right next to the Berlin Wall. What gets more conversation started?
Honest to God, that's actually, Jason Ross said, that is an excellent. That is today's show poll. Which would get more conversation? The Berlin Wall rock or a signed Creed photo, full band with guitar picks and pictures of the band signing the thing of the band?
Right.
Well, that poll is my number 2 priority right now. Because my number 1 priority is to make sure you and your family are comfortable in your house for the holidays. And that's why American Energy is giving away a free whole home HVAC system to one lucky family in the greater Sacramento area. Now, if you know a family or you that are in need, you enter for a chance to win. Now you win the American Energy Comfort giveaway by going to theaeway.com. That's not account executive. That's American Energy. Theaeway.com today. You could win a free whole home HVAC system. It's that simple. They did this last year. It's so awesome. They give away a whole system, dude. No strings attached. Enter, win. Or enter, don't win. That's the whole thing. And they're buying time on the station and asking me to pitch this to you as if I needed you to, I need something from you. I don't. Go to the aeway.com because they want to give away an HVAC system. That's the whole ad, dude. The aeway.com for my friends at American Energy, heat and air, making the uncomfortable comfortable for official contest rules. Go to the aeway.com. We'll take a break. Frankie, Talking Kings, next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL?
Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
This segment is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 9.
The official welcome back.
Are you trying to shake the neck down?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure who I am anymore because
With
there's still
him out, I was thinking about going with Froggy Frankie.
Now we're going to frogs. Okay.
Wait, I don't know this.
Frogs?
Froggy Frankie.
I don't even like frogs.
He said his throat wasn't doing well. It sounded a little
Last week.
A lot of people are sick right now.
Was that on StreamYard?
No, he didn't come on.
No, last Monday we didn't have him.
I had no voice for like a week.
Wow, imagine not coming into work because you're sick. No, I mean I can imagine it.
No, I think you can.
Hold on real quick. We gotta stop now just for a quick second. Hi, thank you. Good morning.
Hi.
Hey,
morning.
Quick question. I'm sitting here with Frankie and Chris and Jason, but I just want to get it out of the way. Can I buy a signed Creed like mounted like picture, and they all four signed it, and it comes with 2 guitar picks and the CD and pictures of them signing it?
How much is it?
Good question.
It's I think it's $300.
$299.
Oh, it's $300. No, it's not $300. What am I doing? It's $299.
That's a no.
That's
a no.
That's enough of an answer.
That was a no.
So I could go with my dad's.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want that to be your Christmas present, I guess.
Oh, I didn't expect that boomerang. Do I want that to be? Was that what I want for Christmas?
That's a pretty good gift.
Well, what do you do with it though? You can't play with it.
Are you that big of a Creed fan?
I mean, not like as big as I lay out, but it's I do enjoy the Creed from time. That's my guilty pleasure.
Okay,
it's a guilty pleasure. Here's my other question: can you think about this too? And we'll talk about it when I get home. Where would we put it? That's my big
put it
hang-up.
in the garage.
With all the other music stuff we have.
Well, you have a UFC poster up. Why don't you just put it where that is? I mean, the UFC poster doesn't go with the movie stuff.
I don't have a UFC poster up. I have the Kings poster up.
No. Have you not been in there? I don't get it. Like,
I don't remember. Really? I thought I had a Star Wars poster, a couple of Star Wars things in it. This is getting off track now. I have a UFC poster up?
You just put things up and forget, don't you?
Right. Well, she does it.
yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Like,
you want to bet me?
Nope.
You want to bet me the Creed poster?
Yeah.
There you go.
But I felt like it's not really for me, though, because we would both enjoy it, is my point, since you're a Creed fan, too. What,
is that your angle?
What if
Just
I
want-
what if I got it for you for your Christmas present?
I will be really mad.
Okay. Well, I love you.
I love you too.
Okay. Have a great day.
Hey, you too.
Okay, bye. When she said I would be really mad, do you think she meant it, or am I like in the clear to buy it for her for Christmas?
I wouldn't buy it for her for Christmas.
Right?
Seems like an ultimate green light. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't think that went well for you.
I don't think the outcome. I thought maybe putting her on the air would help.
Yeah.
Putting her on the spot a little bit would help.
Pressure.
I feel like that was a reluctant. Yeah, I guess if you want.
If you want it to be your Christmas
Your
present.
Christmas present.
I didn't know you like Creed that much.
I mean, not, it's not like the Beatles or anything, but like,
I think Creed's enjoyable.
It's
I don't know if
enjoyable.
$300 worth. I don't know.
But if it is your Christmas present, then technically she's buying it for you.
Oh, you flinched.
You freaked out.
Hold on a second. Can you play it one more time? Okay, I don't think I want that played anymore. that could be misinterpreted. Welcome back.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, what's
Morning.
next? Just different when it's your wife versus your dad. Frankie. I know. Grade the road trip, would you? Because that's what we did earlier.
Yeah, it's a great follow up.
Thanks.
Let's just get right into that. Grade it.
There's no segue,
On what
dude.
scale? On what scale would you like me to grade it?
Funny thing is, that's the exact question.
Okay.
You can pick 1 to 10. You can pick A, B, C, D, F, or other, however you want to do it.
If we're going on a letter grade scale, when you come home after a 2-week, 6-game road trip, and the way they had to finish too, which is in Minnesota, a place they've had a tough time, especially in recent memory, and against a team that's given them a hard time. 4-2 road trip, I think I'd give that an A-.
Okay.
B+.
I said B+.
All things considered, just how long the road trip was, and I just think that in the NBA today, how competitive it is. When you take 4 out of 6 on the road away from home, the Kings, by the way, I'm sure you guys have talked about it. They played twice as many road games as home.
Mm-hmm.
Getting that out of the way and coming home, getting more. I think they've one more long road trip this year. I think it's a 7-game.
Yeah.
Putting a 4-2 on the boards, that's pretty big in my opinion. And then you have to come home for a homestand. We'll see how long of a homestand that is. Will Vegas, a potential Vegas trip, break that up? But it's a good place to be in when you come home.
You gave him
a B plus and an 8.
8 to 10.
We kind of did both. 8 out of 10, B plus. Yeah.
Not the best, not amazing, but pretty good.
Pretty good. I mean, they had some. I mean, if you look at the Dallas game, maybe the Laker game, and certainly the last game, I thought the last game was spectacular.
Yes,
especially the first half. I thought that was a really good version of the Kings.
I don't think like it's slandering the Kings to say I don't think many of us expected that to happen though. They came out from the beginning and just kind of put their foot down, and that's a big win. And that in the Dallas game because Dallas was so good at home too, and that's the thing, they're beating these teams that are undefeated or near undefeated at home. I think Dallas was 4-1 at home.
Lakers were undefeated. Minnesota was 7-0.
Yeah, those are pretty big wins. And that's kind of like reverting to last year's team, how they had the most road wins in the West, and the Kings aren't there right now. It's early, but they still have that in their back. They're able to beat good teams on their home floor. And I think Minnesota, especially a team that is kind of they were the 1 seed entering play on Friday, which again, it's early, but they've been one of the more impressive teams coming out of the gates. So the Kings being able to kind of put their foot down, and it wasn't really ever close. They kind of made it close. I think it was an 8-point game early in the third quarter, but the Kings were just in control. Like they never kind of seemed flustered and making big shots. Timely baskets was a big thing on this road trip too. Well, not in New Orleans, but it was a good road trip. And I think that Kings fans should feel pretty good about it.
Sactown Sports Kings insider Frankie Cardicelli with us. Frankie, speaking of getting flustered, would you mind running down all the scenarios for clinching the group tomorrow?
I was hoping you guys could help me a little bit too, because on Friday night, it was okay, simple. Warriors lose, Kings are in. But then now there's all these different, I think, is the one you guys are on too, that if the Kings lose by 13, they're in trouble? Is that the one that's actually correct?
It's like if the Warriors beat the Kings, then they're tied at 3-1, and then doesn't Minnesota have a chance to also be 3-1?
Yes.
But then it comes down to point differential, and like the Kings have the best point differential right now, but by 13. So the Warriors would have to beat the Kings by 13 or more.
And you do need, if I'm not mistaken, don't you need Minnesota to win? Because you need the three-way tie. Because if it's just Kings and Warriors would win because the head-to-head.
Oh, is that what it is? Head-to-head comes to 4-point difference.
That's what I gathered. That's why, same thing Jason just said. That, and so basically the Kings, they don't lose by more than 13.
Just win.
Just win the game. That's the easiest thing to do, because we don't want to be sitting there looking at the scoreboard. I think that they'll know going in, though, because the Minnesota game is at 5, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So they should have an idea. But
if they win, that means they win their group. They advance to the Sweet 16 knockout stage, whatever. Serious question. Is there any sort of group winner memorabilia or clothing or banner, a streamer,
banner,
group C? Is it champions?
Or are you saying kind of like how in baseball they go round by round and they kind of get new shirts?
You get division champions and you win the pennant, then all that. I mean, do we get some sort of group whatever champions T-shirts?
Probably not.
Do they get hats and T-shirts on the floor? Is there a celebration?
For sure. For probably winning the whole thing. I don't know if they're going to have anything before.
I would guess for getting to the Final Four.
Maybe the Final Four, because that's something I kind of pointed out last year when we were in Portland for the Kings postseason clinch. You've watched so many baseball celebrations and even, I guess, football just to go to the Super Bowl, but NBA they don't really pop champagne and do all that.
We didn't really get a good look at it because he was crying the entire time.
He's not joking. We were in Portland and they didn't. You were there.
Yeah.
You refused to sit next to me. You could have gotten a ton of TV
and I would have gotten in huge trouble if I did.
Just remember, second row seats I offer this guy up because he's been working his butt off all week. Young kid breaking in. I bought a couple seats. Tried to get him in.
You know, Frankie, like when someone cries, it makes other people like. Would you have cried because Dave was crying?
No. I'm not a crier in general, but
wow.
But to see Dave cry,
that's a bad thing.
You would have been right next to him, and he would have been emotional, and you wouldn't have gotten emotional at all.
I probably would just wanted to get out of the shot. That's what just moved out of the way.
Okay, what do you do if at one point like tears are streaming down my face? You're like sitting there like kind of uncomfortable. You're clapping, and then like I just in the midst of everything, like I just reach over with your sleeve and like wipe my eye. Like, do you physically assault me?
No, that's common.
Okay,
I mean,
that's common.
And if I'm sure we know by then. I mean, I'm sure your phone was going off saying, "Hey, you're on TV."
No, that's the best part of that whole story is my phone was dead and it was on the charger in the media room where we were eating. I had no idea the whole time. Or I probably would have been like, put some rouge on, done something. I had no idea till after the game. And I went back and I grabbed my phone to leave with all you guys. and there was 900,000 billion messages on there.
Well, that'd be hilarious then, because I'd be the one that has the phone.
You'd be the one.
I'd be technically working.
It would have all changed the whole thing.
What do you do next to Dave over there?
Okay, so they're not going to pop champagne. They didn't pop champagne for that last year. By the way, also interesting, weird note about the tournament as well. You mentioned maybe if they make the Final Four, Chris did. They can't use that, though. I wonder what terminology. I don't think they can do Sweet 16 or Final Four, can they?
No, no.
So
the other stage would be
the last few.
8.
Elite 8.
Well, that's the stage that you advance to is 8.
Right, but
knockout stage is what they're calling it.
Sure. A knockout stage,
knockout round
fine,
or whatever.
But then you can't use Elite 8 or Final Four.
Yeah.
I think they're both trademarked.
The Ocho. That's probably trademarked too, right?
Yeah, probably. All right. So Jason and I were talking earlier. I was talking about tomorrow night's game. And I got a little worked up, Frankie, because I started remembering Game 7 last year and how, look, no offense, you said it's not disrespectful to the Kings to say did it. I don't think this is either. Like the Warriors are a very good team, but also the lights were maybe a little too big for them. You look at their percentages, and we kind of compared them to Game 7 and 0-2, which was also at home in overtime. They were terrible. 29% from beyond the arc, 59% from the free throw line. Like the Warriors rose to the occasion, and the Kings wilted on their home court. They had everything they needed, except for, working fingers, apparently, by two of their stars. Is Tuesday night's game another snapshot, as I said it was, of are the Kings ready to play with the big boys?
I mean, I think as far as this, I can't say rivalry yet. That's the point. Sure. It's going to be under a microscope, no matter what the situation is. And this one for sure is going to be even more so because it's not quite, I think you can't really say it's a must win by definition yet, but it's a game that for the Kings, if they want to get over that hump and be viewed as and taken seriously, I think, as far as the NBA or especially from the Warriors fan base standpoint, to be taken seriously, you need to win these kinds of games where there are things on the line. Yeah, it's an in-season tournament berth and it's all that stuff, sure, but just being able to kind of hold your own against them because the Kings haven't. I mean, we've been kind of seeing it since Game 7. I mean, and into the early part of the preseason, there was that battle of a preseason game, which again doesn't really matter in the scheme of things. But and then that game in Golden State, the Kings have kind of had the football pulled away a couple times, and they've been really close, but not quite been able to get over that big hurdle. So tomorrow night, yeah, that's a pretty notable game. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's a must win. It should be treated like a playoff game, but I don't think that the guys out there are going to treat it like a regular season game. If that makes sense, it's going to be important to these guys.
Jason, let's solve a long held sports issue, the three of us right now, and we'll use that from here on forward. The only must-win game technically is a championship game, right? Like
is the last game or your season ends.
Correct. Like there's barely any must-win games ever for any team. Yeah. And if so, you can count them on one hand throughout the year. So I know we all get caught up. Well, it's not a must-win, or like if you don't win, you die. That's like gladiators. Those are must-win matchups.
It's kind of must-win.
Can we come up with like, what about what I write down here? Like gotta wins? Need to wins, like
should
well, I feel like should is more like, well, they're playing the Bulls, they should win at home, like they should because the teams, but there has to be a different level of must win that we can attach, because whatever that different level is, that's what Tuesday is.
Well, what's the premise behind the saying? Why are we saying that generally? Is usually after like a 4-game losing streak, this is a must win. So it's something about confidence, morale, boosting. Maybe it's morale win. I don't know.
Spotlight win, a morale win. I don't know.
Spotlight.
Necessary win.
Necessary win. This is a necessary.
Necessary is pretty good.
Well, we have schedule loss, so this would be a necessary win. We need to workshop it, but bottom line is yes. Unless you're dying or your season's over, it's not a must win. But whatever the next level is, that's what Tuesday is, right? Like this is a big flipping deal.
Yeah, if someone wants to put out the proper term or a better way to put it, but yeah, it's a game that if the Kings if they want to be taken seriously in this blossoming, we think rivalry, which we think it is, they have to win games, and they haven't won. They haven't beaten the Warriors more times than not. I mean, they've played 13, 14 times since the spring, and they've lost 9 of them, I think. So, or 9 or 10 of them.
And couldn't we knock them out too? We're forgetting about that. Like, if we win, do we knock them out?
Yeah,
they'd be 2-2.
They'd be 2-2. Yeah, so
done. Yeah, they'd be done. So
there
that'd be another great stamp of progress. If
it raises Game 7.
Yes. It completely erases Steph Curry's 50-point performance in Game 7. Absolutely.
Yeah. I love the way I think Sam put it when he was on with us back maybe the last time they played, and he said, what that game reminded him of, I think it was the first time the Kings played the Warriors, was like the Kings are that team that's chasing the Warriors, and the Warriors have been hanging on to this pedestal, and it's like there's the youth, and we're not done yet, and it's kind of like every time it's, I don't know, big brother, little brother, every time they hold them off, it's just a little bit of another notch for the Warriors, and the Kings are just constantly chasing this team. So, a win for the Kings would boost their morale, but it in the end, it's you still got to beat them when it matters most later in the year.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think you don't want this narrative to keep going too. I mean,
Plus the Warriors are below 500, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And they had a really
Which
rough
makes
stretch
it worse if they. That's the thing. It makes it worse if they lose to them at Golden One Center, the below 500 Warriors.
Now complete though. That's part of the problem. Draymond's back, Steph's back.
That's the thing. From a side note, the NBA has to be salivating right now because this is what they probably pictured sitting at that desk, planning out these games. Like, that last Kings Warriors game, because all the things going into it tomorrow kind of make it more, I guess, not a must win, but it does kind of add more fuel to it because it is another home game for the Kings, kind of a chance for a quote unquote redo, like we were joking about. But yeah, you have a chance to beat them at home, which you've lost Game 7, you lost season opener. You have Draymond Green back in the fold. So
I've liked the cup, by the way, just the whole premise of it. The one thing I would change is
the floors.
Well, I don't love that. Part of it I like, not the whole thing. But some of these things, like the Lakers clinched before the Kings even played a third game. They'd already played all 4.
Yeah.
I feel, and I know there's specific days, but it's not been balanced. I feel like everybody should play the exact game 1, game 2, game 3, and game 4 on the exact same day.
I agree with you on the exact same day, on the exact, like those are cup days.
Yes.
I completely agree.
Which they are, but they've had too many. So some teams, like I said, the Lakers were already at 4-0 and the Kings have played 2 games.
And you know who could make that happen? AI. Not Allen Iverson, but like let AI put the schedule out.
Yeah.
Last thing not last thing, actually, we got a couple minutes, but I like to bring in conversations with you when you roll in, Frankie. We were talking about Draymond Green earlier and his return, and you just said the NBA's got to be licking their chops. Draymond Green comes back, return to Game 7, Kings, Warriors, North, blah, 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 blah. Would you subscribe to my theory that the NBA, somewhere deep down in places you just don't talk about at parties, they like what Draymond Green's doing? They feel like it's good for the game, but most importantly, if they wanted to stop it, they could do something crazy like enforce the rules on the floor and not enable him and call technical fouls and toss him from games. Is Draymond Green good for the NBA?
I think that when you even go back to what a lot of people like, my parents or friends they say like the heyday of the NBA, the 80s, 90s, how physical it was, how much there was, feuds. I think that villains are good for the NBA. Yeah. Now, that being said, I feel like there's a line that can be crossed sometimes. I think when we see Draymond Green do every once in a while, and especially with the kicking era he went through in the mid 2010s, that was kind of over the line.
Do you think he crossed the line with Gobert?
I think that it definitely. I think that people see different things in the moment. Like, I mean, when you're protecting your friends, like he might have seen Gobert really going around Klay Thompson. Sure. Now, I don't think I did not perceive it that way. I'm not sure if you guys perceived him going around. Gobert was grabbing Klay Thompson around the neck. I looked like he was trying to remove him.
But do you think what he did was bad for the NBA?
I think that it's a bad look. Yeah. When he crosses the line. Now, him clapping and barking, and it's annoying to watch, but I think when it's controlled and that's the most you're seeing from him, it's good to have a villain like that.
But
Dylan Brooks is the same way.
Here's the nuance I'm trying to get to. We're talking about him crossing the line and how it's kind of bad for the NBA when he does something like choke out Rudy Gobert. But my question is, how is it bad for the NBA? Like, list for me ways, ratings, revenue, eyes, long-term damage. How is it bad for the NBA is really my true question.
Like when he's full tilt, choking out Gobert.
I'm saying kicking. Jordan Poole. I'm saying Sabonis chest. I'm saying Rudy Gobert choke. I understand the moral and ethical equivalencies here. I'm asking, how is this bad for Adam Silver and the National Basketball
Well, from entertainment and viewership standpoint, I suppose it's not. From a basketball standpoint, I think it is. But from an entertainment and getting eyeballs on the screens, like you said, people are going to tune in for that. Like people are, if there's a Rockets Warriors game on national TV this year, which I'd imagine there probably is. I don't know. I'm just guessing. That's going to get a lot of viewers because Dylan Brooks is going to be going against Draymond Green, and that does sell. So I think from that standpoint, yeah, you have a point. I think that it is good for the NBA when he is kind of acting up and going crazy. But I think from a basketball standpoint, watching the games, it's going to drive you crazy. And it does drive me crazy. I'm not sure how you guys feel, but
yeah, I can't stand
it. It drives me a little crazy.
Well, probably Warrior fans too. I mean, not that we're too worried about them, but that's one of their most important players. And if he keeps missing games, and now here they are trying to work their way back from below 500, which they can, but he's important to what they do. And if he keeps missing games because of this stuff, that would bother me as a Warrior fan.
Well, I guess that's the thing too. I mean, do you take that the NBA giving him 3 games or 5 games was a sign like, hey, I mean, maybe this is important to us?
No.
You think it would have given him longer if it was a different?
I do.
How long would you?
10
how long?
games.
10 games.
10 games, $100,000 fine. But more importantly, next time he's on the floor, and and be fair and let him know and let the Players Association know, do the right thing. Hey, we're going to start enforcing these things like don't berate the refs for an hour and start calling you texts. And if that means that he gets 2 texts in the first quarter and he's gone, and that means he misses 10 of the next 12 games because he won't learn and it becomes a big deal and Skip Bayless is freaking out about it. My point is this, if they wanted to stop Draymond Green from Draymond Greening, they could by not doing anything new. No Draymond rules, enforcing the existing rules, which is why and my guy in the chat is mad at me for implying this. I hate the Draymond Green stuff as much or more than anyone else on earth. It drives me absolutely up a wall. I think it's an incredibly fair question, though. Does the NBA actually think it's good for them?
I mean, it's been 12 years. That's like my thing too. It's been 11, 12 years now. I mean, I just don't. He's like 34, 35 years old. Yeah, I'm not sure how much is going to change by the time he's out of here. So.
What do we have to look forward to this week from you, Frank?
Heading to practice in a couple hours, 12 o'clock. We'll get an update on Keegan Murray, which sounds like I think Mark Spears put out on that road trip that it wasn't supposed to be serious. Maybe the 3 days off will help.
They need him to guard Curry again. He did great the last time.
They need him to guard Curry. He's a big. The defense has been big for Keegan this year, so going to go down there and get an update on him. That'll be on the website. Brandon Nunez and I will be getting those stories out by 1, 2 o'clock. So.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
1, 2 o'clock today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep your eyes peeled, Dave. We'll put it in the
notification.
We'll put it in the work chat. Do
we have a Slack?
We have a group text, but I think it's just like the digital people and the producers. But we can put you in there.
Yeah, no on-air person.
I'm sure you'd love to be.
I would actually not like that. So thank you for coming.
It's where I send all my gifts of you.
Yeah, right. When we come back, Forward Down Territory. Don't forget Matt Barrows at 9 o'clock. Oh, and right now let's go with the Jiffy Lube drive of the game right now. 1-800-920-1140. 1-800-920-1140. What was the drive of the game versus the Minnesota Timberwolves? Yeah, you could win a $100 gift certificate to Jiffy. We'll take a break. We'll come back with that. And don't forget Rolling Stones tickets as well. Big show left. Don't miss any of it next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, save $200 on a DeWalt miter saw. Now just $399. And there's more. Save $100 on a DeWalt table saw. Only $299. Visit us in-store or online for more deals you can't beat. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf.
It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa
on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Nature Wood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
Timing is everything, and this marks the beginning of the most wonderful time of the year, California, when families come together, traditions come alive, and so does the Black Friday Sell-a-thon at your California Ford dealers, where the best deals on the entire Ford lineup of trucks and SUVs continue all weekend long, like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years and counting. The adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. Or the electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It all starts at your California Ford dealer. Kick off the holiday season with exclusive offers on your favorite Ford vehicles. And now's the best time to find the perfect Ford for you. The Black Friday Sell-a-thon is on at your California Ford dealer. Don't wait, this is your time. The Black Friday Sell-a-thon ends November 27th. Based on 1977 to 2022 CY total sales.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Got a drain that's clogged up? Or maybe a toilet? Or a faucet that just won't quit leaking? Kenny and Jerry are here from Bell Brothers, and we want you to know that it does make a difference which plumber you call.
At Bell Brothers, we respect your time by showing up when we say we'll be there. Our technicians are all background checked and drug tested, and will greet you with a smile.
They're trained to do the job right the first time, and they carry over 1,000 parts on their trucks, so they won't have to order something and then come back later.
They leave the work area cleaner than they found it, and your final bill will be the same as they quoted. That's why they call us the No Surprise Guys.
So if you need a plumber, it does make a difference who you call. Call Bell Brothers. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
This segment is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
In the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Get a lot of good conversation. And thank you to Frankie for that territory in just a second. Jiffy Lube driving the game in just a second. who's my guy here? It's someone saying, I don't know what his name is. FWD to forward to us. Anyways, he says, Dave, what you guys are describing is a win or go home game. Like, we have to get into the playoffs, game 7.
It's kind of a must win, isn't it?
So what his point is that we can say things like must win about 2. I don't know if I agree with this. I'm just presenting his point. We can say that tomorrow is a must win game for the Kings because we already have something that's, according to him, at the higher level, which is the ultimate, which is win or go home. That's the ultimate.
That's the highest bar.
That's the highest bar.
Okay.
So are we okay saying a must win can be, you know, maybe that's like a sin. You got to win this game. You need win. Getting caught up in this whole thing.
Need win.
Need win. Hey, Mike. Good morning.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Jason, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Jason's doing well. We, friend, are looking for the Jiffy Lube drive of the game. This is against Minnesota a couple days ago, and we're going to get to that in just a second. But I wanted to talk to you about this whole must-win thing.
Yeah, I think the term you're looking for is more of a critical win.
Critical. Okay. So let's test it out. Tomorrow night is a critical win versus the Warriors.
Of course, it's not a must win.
It's not a must.
You guys explained that.
But do you subscribe to the whole? Do you subscribe to the whole win or go home is the ultimate, or are we putting win or go home and must win on the same plane?
I wouldn't put on the same plane. I mean, obviously, it has a psychological effect that they can finally beat the Warriors. I think the Kings, they match up well against the Warriors, but for whatever reason, the Warriors just have their number.
It's just, thank you, buddy.
Mentality win? Because we're talking about why they need to win. It's because of losing to this team. I think the fans need it.
Yes.
So a fan win, a mentality win, a psyche win.
The psyche win's pretty good. I like that.
Okay.
Because must win is just
yeah. Again, if they lose, they still might get in the tournament.
Yeah.
If not, okay, you move on. You'll have more season to go.
It's just the qualifiers. Like, I have to pick my daughter up from school at 3:30 today.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
Yeah, technically you don't.
I don't have to.
Yeah.
She'll figure it out. I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
I need to. I don't have to do.
Yeah.
Technically, I don't have to do. Name something I have to do.
Breathe.
Nope, I'll die. Don't have to.
Well, then nothing.
Nothing. I don't have to do anything. I need to do a few things. I don't have to do nothing, which is a double negative. Ready for the Jiffy Lube drive of the game?
I am.
Okay. Jason.
Yes?
Yeah, it's Jason on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'll be doing it even better if I can give you a $100 gift certificate from Jiffy Lube. This is from a couple of days ago. We've had some turkey and leftovers and a lot of stuff. So do you still remember the Jiffy Lube drive of the game?
I believe it was Kevin Herter to Kessler Edwards.
You believe it? Like, as in you believe in the Easter Bunny, or do you feel very strongly about it?
Strongly about it.
Well,
yeah.
Let's see if he's right or if this is going to be a real embarrassing phone call for other Jason.
Lyles and Sabonis. Here's Fox into the lane. Kicks to the right wing. Herter into 2-point range. Hesitates. Circles on the basket. No look. Drop pass. Easy conversion that time by Kessler Edwards. Beautifully timed. That was going to be your Jiffy Lube drive of the game.
Hey! Congratulations. That might have been the toughest degree of difficulty we've had because he had to get through a whole weekend after Thanksgiving.
Tough recall.
Haven't played in a few days. Hey, congratulations, Jason. And what a name to give away $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube. You can winterize your car, oil changes, windshield wipers, brakes, whatever you want. You got $100 to do it with. So thank you for listening, my friend.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, and I'm going to put you on hold so that Chris can get your information. Paul, good morning. Hello, Paul.
Hi. I'm calling in to give the fellows the term that they're looking for.
Okay, first off, you're talking to the fellas.
Yes.
Secondly, because we didn't screen the call. Secondly, what a great voice.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Hi, I'm Paul, and I'm calling in to do the thing. Paul, what's the term then?
I think what you're looking for is a benchmark win. there are certain teams that you need to be able to beat. The teams that you haven't beat before or are historically difficult for you. I think what you're looking for is a benchmark win.
I think I don't dislike that at all. I think that's really good. That tomorrow would be a benchmark win for the Sacramento Kings for multiple reasons. Paul, do you have any background in radio?
I actually used to announce the Sac City baseball games when I was at Sac City, but that was a long time ago.
Have you thought about doing morning radio? I'm getting bored. Paul, thank you so much. I like that.
That I should, but
you should.
I'm a retired teacher.
Well, then
that's a respectable job.
You did something that actually means something. So we appreciate you and thank you for helping mold our children. Assuming you were successful at it, by the way. And thank you for that benchmark win. I like that, Paul. Thank you.
That right
My
there.
pleasure. Thanks.
Yeah,
That's a benchmark call.
That was a benchmark call.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's a B-dub. It's a benchmark win.
Oh, okay.
It's a benchmark win. I'm trying to. Hey, you know what?
Benchmark win, BMW.
It's a Beamer. Yes, it's a BMW. Like our boss likes to ride around.
Yes. The front row.
Front row of life. That's a benchmark. Tomorrow's would it be?
The ultimate winning experience.
Oh my God. We're on to a whole thing now. We need to get the Sabonis chant, the backpack chant, and we need
BMW chant.
Now, it could be a BMW, but right now it's just a BMG. It's a benchmark game.
Yeah, but it hasn't gotten to the W yet.
It hasn't gotten to the W yet. So do we refer to it as a benchmark game? We're on to something here.
Yeah.
We're really on to something. We're also on to 4-down territory right now. Brought to you by Nobody. That's right. Nobody sponsors it as of yet. This could be you. 916-923-6800. And coming up, because we're going to be running a little bit late here. Coming up in the next segment, ladies and gentlemen, your chance to win tickets to go see the Rolling Stones. They're old, they're Hall of Famers, and they're still going strong. Let's go, baby. Meantime, 4-down territory. Chris Roulette, hello.
Which team had the best week 12 in the NFL?
Is it like weird and dumb if I say the Eagles?
No.
Okay.
Why? That's what I've written
just
down.
because they're already doing well and they've got a little bit of a cushion. And I mean, the Steelers exploded for 16 points after firing their offensive coordinator. Got a win in Cincinnati.
No, it's important for the Eagles to win that game.
It was, because this would have been
much different scenario for Sunday.
But the question was, which team had the best week 12 in the NFL? It's the Eagles.
Yeah, it's the Eagles. Come back, the kick in regulation.
Yep.
Then an overtime win. Yeah, to me, it's Philly.
Second here.
What team had the worst week 12 in the NFL?
I'm going to stick in the same game. I'm going to say the Bills.
Oh,
I am. I'm going to say the Bills. There are other candidates, but the Bills are now 6-6. They've lost 4 or 5 on the road. And by the way, even more importantly, they were up, I think, 24-14 in this game. Josh Allen throws a pick. Like we need to have a conversation about Josh Allen. Like, we actually might need to have a conversation about Josh Allen and the fact that he seems to wilt in very important moments. And that's not what I look for when I look for people out of Firebaugh, California.
Yes.
That Firebaugh people are known for their resilience.
All right. I have one. I haven't forgotten about you on Thanksgiving Day, Detroit Lions. I think they did, because that's a terrible loss to the Packers. You're at home. You're finally good. People are going, why are the Lions on Thanksgiving Day? Well, because this team is good. The last 3 weeks, they escaped with a win against the Chargers. They came from behind to beat the Bears. But this week, they lost to the Packers. Now, that 8-3, everything's good. Had they won day, they'd be 9-2. There's a decent chance that – the Eagles almost lost yesterday. There's a decent chance that the Niners could beat the Eagles this week. Detroit could be looking at a 1 seed. Now what they've done is, by losing, they're 8-3. Doesn't just diminish anything at the moment. If Minnesota wins tonight, they're still 2 back. Minnesota plays the Lions twice. The door is open. They could have shut down the door, closed the division, and maybe got the 1 seed. That was a bad loss for Detroit.
By the way, the Packers not only did the Packers work them, but also Detroit crapped themselves.
Yes.
Like, they couldn't stop turning the ball over. Jared Goff, does he have like a broken hand or something?
Or like Jared off.
The team, if he keeps this up. That was you know what, Jason?
Not a benchmark. That's a benchmark loss.
It's a benchmark loss for the Lions. Third down, please.
Which individual had the best Week 12 in the NFL?
I'm going to go with the heartstrings here because you know what? You know this, Jason. You know this well about me. I enjoy Disney movies. Give me the kid who still lives with his parents, who grew up just a couple miles away from the practice facility. The season sucks. The team sucks. Who cares? The New York Football Giants for one day were champions of the day. You're beating the Bill Belichick stinky Patriots. And Tommy DeVito had a touchdown thrown. Give me Tommy DeVito.
Nice.
What a great Thanksgiving Day for weekend present for him.
All right, I'm also going back to Thanksgiving, and I'm going with some local connections here. Deron Bland, former Hornet, Stingers up. I know he finished his career at Fresno State, but I claim him as a Hornet. Set the NFL record with his 5th interception for a touchdown, a pick 6. He might win Defensive Player of the Year.
He's in the combo now.
My goodness, Deron Bland continues to amaze.
I think we're right now. I think tier 1 is probably Myles Garrett, maybe Max Crosby, and then
TJ Watt still up there?
TJ Watt. I was going to say put him on tier 1 too, and then I think tier 2 is your Fred Warner, Deron Bland. But
you keep doing stats like this.
Deron Bland is knocking on the door.
Yeah,
he's pounding on the door. 4th down, please.
Which individual had the worst Week 12 in the NFL?
Frank Reich. he got fired.
Too soon.
He got fired.
He did.
How could you have a worse week than that?
It's pretty bad.
The Dolphins guy, I forget his name, who tore his Achilles.
Jalen
another
Phillips.
Yeah, another MetLife victim. Maybe MetLife at some point go, we kind of don't want this sponsorship.
Right.
Anyways.
I'm going to pick in the game that you gave the hero of the week basically to the other quarterback, Mac Jones. He got benched again.
Yeah, but it was for Bailey Zappi.
Yeah, they've scored 7 points. He threw for less than 100 yards against the Giants, threw 2 picks. Patriots are an absolute mess. I know there's a lot of people enjoying that. I have no affinity for the Patriots. I'm not necessarily enjoying it, but man, they're a tough watch. That game was awful.
Yeah.
The Giants and Patriots. Mac Jones.
I was gonna say something that I don't think I can say on the air. How about I just say shout out to our old friend Nick Cattles.
He's got content.
Also, worst week, Simone could not see the beam from the plane she was landing on, or she barely could see it. Yeah. Try harder.
Yeah.
Try harder next time.
Yeah.
Puts a frown on my face, just like the shape of what my dog's poops were in the backyard. Before I switched to Supreme Source, Super Premium Dog Food. Thank you, Jason Ross, the fastest growing premium dog food in the country. Family owned, family operating since 1970. Deuce. Only a major privately owned dog food company in the whole U.S. of A. And you know who the shareholders are? Yeah, they're the puppies. So you don't have to, be beholden to Mortimer Schnurd on the board that's going to make you reduce the antioxidants, get rid of the high protein, get rid of the organic seaweed. No. You take care of your dog on the outside, you best take care of him or her on the inside. Where can you get it, Dave? Well, I'm glad you asked. Everywhere. Safeway, Save Mart, Smart and Final, Winco. Learn more at SupremeSourcePet.com. Supreme Source. Super Premium Dog Food. Do their digestion a solid. Literally. We'll take a break when we come back. Who's hot? Who's not? And your chance to win Rolling Stones tickets. Just wait. Don't call early. We'll let you know. Top of the segment next.
Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Purdy back, now going to throw for the end zone, wide open. Brandon Ayuk is on fire!
Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted! Ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner!
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Pat Green and Diamond Rio. Live in concert, Saturday, December 9th, 7 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. Country music icons, Pat Green and Diamond Rio. With special guest, Mark Wills. On sale now at ThunderValleyResort.com. Pat Green and Diamond Rio.
Prestigio Jewelers Black November sale is on all month long. Get amazing doorbuster deals while supplies last. 1 carat diamond earrings only $449. Wedding sets starting at only $899. 70% off gold chains and much more. Get quick and easy credit approval and low monthly payments at Prestigio Jewelers. No credit, bad credit, even bankruptcy, you're approved. Prestigio Jewelers guarantees your credit up to $10,000. Shop designer brands such as Cartier, Gucci, Bulova, and Citizen. Visit us today or online at prestigiojewelers.com. See store for details.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who doesn't have their mic on? Who's hot?
Deron Bland.
Yeah.
Bland, he had a pick six in the Cowboys' 45-10 win over the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
That was his 5th pick six of the season, breaking the all-time record of 4.
Modesto's own Deron Bland.
Stingers up. Former Hornet.
Stingers up. Is he now on the Mount Rushmore of famous Sac State alums?
Well, he's not an alum technically.
Oh, damn it. All right.
Because he then went to Fresno State.
So does Tom Hanks count then? Because he went to Sac State but didn't graduate from Sac State, I guess.
Do I count since I went to Sac State, but I didn't graduate from Sac State?
Of course you count.
Yeah. Okay.
So
just when I'm former Hornets.
Ryan Coogler.
Cougs.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Deron Bland.
Joan London.
Good Morning America. Joan London.
Yes.
So So basically the argument is Joan London and Chris Roulette is where we're at right
Christine Mendonza. Dale Carlson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sleep Train's Dale Carlson?
Yeah.
Look at that. Does he have is there like a library name for him or something?
Carlson Corner.
Is that Carlson Corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. The corner. So he sponsored the corner of the library. Good for him. Who's not hot there? Chris Roulette. Okay.
MetLife Field Turf. It's claimed its second Achilles on Friday night when the Dolphins linebacker Jalen Phillips went down against the Jets. This is the second significant Achilles injury on the field this season. The first being, of course, quarterback Aaron Rodgers in his first drive as a New York Jet.
Yeah, I remember that. It wasn't a great moment for the NFL. And the whole MetLife thing, it's too bad. Also, who's not David Tepper? Who's David Tepper, you might ask? Well, that's the owner of the Carolina Panthers and the Charlotte MLS team. He spent over $2.5 billion on the Panthers plus Charlotte, but has gone through a combined 5 coaches in 4 years, including 4 in the last 18 months. On top of that, the Panthers are 1-10. They don't have a first-round pick this year, and Tepper is now on the hook for roughly $25 million in buyout fees for his last 2 NFL coaches. He also stopped building a new facility 30% completed through and put it through bankruptcy. So,
what do they have? Just the 30-yard line?
That's it.
Yeah,
exactly. So, yeah. Anyways, all right, we got some things to recap here. Do you want to start with the basketball one?
Yeah, let's start with the basketball
one. All right,
one.
give us a bed. We're good to go. Thank you, John Tesh. Also, as we get started, we'll take caller number 8. at 1-800-912-1140. Get yourself some Rolling Stones tickets pulling up to Levi Stadium next summer. We've got your tickets right now. We'll have them all week long. Hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline, 1-800-912-1140. Caller number 8 to win a pair of tickets. Rolling Stones, July 17th, 2024 at Levi Stadium. For more info, visit SactownSports.com. Bring the keys, Jason Ross.
All right, Dave, this will be fun. You can play after the fact. See how you can do because you weren't here for this, but we'll see. This is going back to the Kings and Pelicans game on Wednesday. So we're talking about the day before Thanksgiving. Who would you have predicted, now that you've even seen the game, last field goal by the Kings? It's almost a week ago.
I would have predicted. I probably would have. I would have figured it was going to be not a blowout, but game in hand. So I would have picked probably Kessler Edwards.
Okay. Chris picked Keegan Murray or Monk because we didn't know if Keegan was playing, which he didn't. And I picked De'Aaron Fox. The correct answer was De'Aaron Fox.
Well
scored
done.
the last basket.
Circle gets the square.
Okay. We also asked for Fox and Sabonis points. So Fox and then Sabonis. How many?
Okay, not combined. You're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 33 from Fox. Give me 18 from Sabonis.
Okay. Chris said 31 and 15. I said 29 and 20. They had 26 and 23. So there you go. And then the last one, we were looking for a random stat from the T-Wolves game. You would have been salty going into that one.
I would have. I would have said Mike Brown gets ejected.
Okay. We were on the same line of thinking. I said 4 more technical fouls in the game. I think there were 2. And then Chris said Sabonis with a triple-double, 15, 14, and 11. He had 23, 9, and 6.
Failure.
So there you go.
Failure.
That was our 3 in the key.
Yeah, I would have been all over the. I would have thought that maybe they would have lost that game.
Yeah.
If I'm just being honest. Hey, fun fact. Do you know? Have you ever you've seen Chris Farley's brother before? Have you seen Chris Farley's cousin?
No.
You aware of him at all?
I don't know. Should I be?
This is a fun fact I found out a while ago, but then just came back up. Chris Farley's cousin is Jim Farley. Let me give you just so you can kind of see a picture of him here. There you go, right here. You can see the resemblance, right? You know, that's the CEO of Ford Motor Company.
I did not.
Fun fact.
Callahan Auto Parts.
I want to say Chris Farley's dad was like high up in.
Was he?
I think so.
Makes sense. Something's going on there. I wonder if that's partially where they got the whole
Tommy Boy stuff.
Yeah.
Could be.
Maybe Chris was a real life Tommy Boy. All right. Pick 6.
Yeah.
Niners. Seahawks.
This time.
It's our out. Oh, speaking of, I almost said Pharrell there. ADD for me. Thoughts with Scotty Pharrell, one of my childhood heroes. Had a serious heart issues off the air in the hospital. Saw him post on Facebook over the break. Sounds like he made it through, but it was very, very dicey there.
Thanks.
I used to listen to KNBR, his night show with DC, Darren Chan, get on the floor and dance. It's one of my first early heroes in sports talk radio, man. He's still going strong. So shouts to him. All right, pick 6.
All right, we were asking on this day, this was Wednesday as well, the day before the Niners and Seahawks game, the first 49er to score. Who would you have picked? Or who you can still pick now?
I would have picked. I can't remember. I would have picked Christian McCaffrey, though.
Okay, Chris picked Christian McCaffrey. I picked Christian McCaffrey. The correct answer was Deebo Samuel. Deebo scored.
Come on.
Total yards for Christian McCaffrey.
I would have said
rushing.
probably 135.
Okay, well, Chris said 150. I said 141. He had 114 rushing, 25 receiving for 139.
Hey!
You'd have been really close.
Yeah, almost.
I missed by 2. You would have been really close as well. Sacks by the 49ers.
5. Just kidding. I would have said 3.
I said 3 as well. Chris said 3.5. They were 6.
Christopher Laud.
6. Purdy stat line. We're looking for attempts, completions.
I mean, it was okay. I wouldn't call it pretty.
I would say
yards, interceptions, touchdowns.
26 of 31, 285, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
Wow, you were really close to Chris. He was 24 of 31, 265, 2 TDs, no picks. I was 21 of 27, 244, 2 and 0. He was 21 of 30, 209, 1 and 1.
Trash.
Longest play from scrimmage. How many yards would you have said that was?
44.
Chris said 33. I said 64 for McCaffrey, and it was 28 yards to Brandon Ayuk.
Is that the longest play from scrimmage?
The other day.
God, they're just a bunch of bullies.
And then random stat. What would you have said for that game?
I would have said that Eric Armstead would have had a sack.
Okay. Which was correct, right?
Was it correct?
Well, I think he got at least a half a sack.
Oh, yeah, I remember because he was doing the tummy rub.
No, they gave him a full sack. You would have gotten that right.
Yeah, Eric Armstead got the full sack.
Chris said there would be a failed onside kick. I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, I don't think that happened.
And I was close to mine. I said Moody with a walk-off first-half field goal. He made that with like 30 seconds.
I feel like that's kind of a walk-off. That's walk-offy enough.
Good for the Niners. That's a good win.
This really
started fast. It got a little wobbly, but then don't you love beating the Seahawks, Dave, if you're Niner fans?
Getting a little revenge from Richard Sherman having to
eat some turkey on the field.
Yeah, eating that turkey on the field. You see Nick Bosa go out there. He's like, food's this is the last thing I want. I want don't give me any carbs right now or whatever it was. Deebo Samuel, by the way, a QBR of 5.6. He was 0 of 1. Yeah. Is it time to talk about is he worth it? Yeah. We'll take a break. We'll talk about that with Matt Barrows of The Athletic. He will join us for Niners Talk next.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
This is Jeff Scott. Did you know there's a way to outsmart COVID if you get it? Now, there are medicines that can treat COVID whether or not you've been vaccinated, which is great news, especially if you're over 50. If taken in the first 5 days of having symptoms, COVID medicines can help stop the illness from getting serious. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to learn more about COVID medicines. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
The holiday season is right around the corner, so give the gift that's hard to wrap but easy to give. Give them a Stihl. With powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws to place under the tree, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide has something for everyone. Save $20 on the BGA57 battery-powered blower. Visit your local Stihl dealer or go to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. Now $179.99 was $199.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable Comfortable.
Mercedes-Benz of Stockton warmly suggests that you add a Mercedes to your holiday shopping list this year. With finance rates as low as 4.99% APR or 72 months on sedans, SUVs, and all-electric Mercedes cars, it's a great time to visit Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Just 45 minutes from Sacramento, right off I-5. Family-owned Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, where we make buying your Mercedes a special event you'll never forget. mbofstockton.com.
This segment is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
And it's swung on line to left center, base hit, and the A's have won it on a walk-off line drive, base hit to left center.
Sactown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
There's never a week I don't like talking about Barrows. That's true. But I like it a lot more after wins.
There's been a lot of them.
3 in a row. Joining us right now from The Athletic, Matthew Barrows. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Great.
Doing fantastic, though I am a little surprised, Matt. Not that we ever really, none of us are big-time bettors, but Niners opening up a 1-point favorite, 1 to 1.5-point favorite in Philly. I was a little surprised at that, Matthew.
I also was surprised, given where the game is and given, who's in control of the NFC right now.
It's now 3 points. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm just looking at it. It's gone from one this morning at 3:30 a.m. when I saw it to 3. Heavy money going on the Niners.
Well, I can only assume that has to do with the fact that, the Eagles have won 2 big games, but they haven't, you can't say that they've looked dominant in winning those games. And the offense has been, I guess, stodgy to begin the game. It's ended the game really well, both of those games. And the other part is that was a marathon game that they played against the Bills. The defense was on the field for 92 snaps.
Wow.
Which is a game and a half worth of snaps. So, in terms of the rest differential, the 49ers have a huge advantage in that regard. But if I'm the 49ers, I don't love the fact that they're the favorites and they're putting a nice little chip on the Eagles' shoulders about this game. I mean, the Eagles are going to have to obviously rally and get up for this game after 2 huge games, after a lot of snaps against the Bills. And a nice way to do that is to point out, hey, you know what? You guys are at home. You only have 1 loss this season, and you're the underdogs in this game. So I think the bettors are doing the Eagles a favor with that.
Talk with Matt Barrows here from The Athletic, course brought to you by Stockton Honda, Northern California's #1 Honda dealer. So, Matt, when this game is finally here, I know when the schedule came out, when off-season, when you're around these guys in training camp and all this, I know they were thinking about this game, and they had to go through up and downs this season to get here. But now that they're here, I mean, to a man, to the organization, to the coaching staff, how important do you feel like it is to this team this week, this game?
Oh, it's vastly important. I mean, it's important from a strategic standpoint. If you start to gain ground on the Eagles, I mean, I don't think that you can overvalue that #1 seed. These days only one team gets the bye in the playoff. It's the #1 seed. The 49ers have done a lot of travel this year, a lot of East Coast trips. You saw them get exhausted, get fatigued, really for the first time since Shanahan's come in. Did he sort of note that they were running in quicksand in that game against the Bengals? So it's been a problem this year. You just avoid, you have to win, 3 games to get to the Super Bowl. Getting the bye obviously means that you just have to, you eliminate one of those those games. That's a huge, huge break. All the bizarre injuries that could happen in a game, all that stuff gets removed. So you can't, like I said, you can't overstate it. And then there's the revenge factor, the fact that the 49ers felt like they didn't get a real shot at beating the Eagles last year. And also the fact that a lot of them brought family, wives, girlfriends to this game in Philadelphia last year. And it was apparently everything you would imagine a Philadelphia crowd to be and worse. I mean, to the point where, people swore that they'd never visit the city of Philadelphia again, certainly never go to a game again. Just abuse that you wouldn't think could come out of someone's mouth. Very Philadelphia-like. So, I mean, all of that together, as you said, Jason, this is the game that when the schedule came out back in the spring, that's the one that was triple underscored. And they would love a little revenge on Sunday.
Matt Barrows of The Athletic joining us. Matt, you bring up a great point. I looked it up. The San Francisco 49ers this year will travel the second most amount of miles in the NFL, 29,958. That's 36 different time zones. Whereas, just to give you some context, everyone, the Bengals travel the least at 11,942. Philly is near, they're at the bottom half at just 17,500 miles. So the Niners traveling almost 13,000 more miles than Philly. And I'll segue here. They ended up playing at home on Thanksgiving, up there on Thanksgiving. The team that traveled the most this year, the Seattle Seahawks, which usually it is every year, 31,600 miles for Seattle. Now we're looking ahead to Philly, but obviously going up there and just laying an absolute whooping on that team, shutting them down in every capacity, continuing this Chase Young post-bye run. Matt, did it seem like everything was running on full cylinder for you on Thursday, or can we nitpick a little bit?
Oh, I think there's things to nitpick. I mean, the Seahawks did their typical Seahawks thing where they threatened to crawl back into the game. At one point, I was looking through my binocs, and Pete Carroll, I forget how old he is, but it was impressive to see him, jumping up and down on the sidelines, exhorting the Seahawks fans to get into the game. And it looked for a little while like they would. The 49ers offense was definitely sputtering there in the third quarter. The pick six and then a couple of punts. The Seahawks had the opportunity to really get back into the game and steal the game away from the 49ers. It was the 49ers defense that essentially shut the door. I forget how many series they ended with a sack, but early in the fourth quarter, I felt like that was the turning point of the game. That's where they filled the coffin, and it was I forget 3rd and 11 play. And it was just one of those plays where it was such a wall of defenders that you had no idea who got the sack. And that was the theme of the game. All these shared sacks, half sacks. It was several guys reaching Geno Smith at the right time. And then after that sack, early in the fourth quarter, I felt like the offense settled down. They sort of reverted back to where they were at the start of the game, and the rest of the game was a cakewalk. But it was the defense that really set the tone and basically said, okay, we're not even going to allow the Seahawks a single touchdown in this game, and that's exactly what happened.
Matt, as we look then from that game into this week's game as far as matchups go, which one are you most intrigued by? I don't know, Niners offense versus Eagles defense. Just whatever area of the game are you thinking is going to be most critical in helping the Niners get a win this week?
I mean, Charvarius Ward had such a nice game against DK Metcalf. I wonder whether they'll try to replicate that game plan against A.J. Brown. You guys mentioned Chase Young and Nick Bosa. I mean, I feel like keeping Jalen Hurts pinned in the pocket, that's such a big part of the Eagles' game plan. Anybody who watched the Bills game and saw how that game ended knows this. And, the 49ers are very susceptible to a running quarterback. They go all out with their pass rush. They rush up the field. all it takes is the quarterback picking the right lane and, gouging this team for 15-plus yards, back-breaking types of plays. You've got them pinned. It's 3rd and 11, if Hurts, picks up first downs that way, that's going to hurt the 49ers in a big way. And I don't know if you can guard against that entirely, but a couple of key plays where Bosa or Chase Young kind of sniff that out and take an inside track and cut that off. And like I said, keep him pinned into the pocket. I think that's going to go a long way towards getting a win on Sunday.
I've been looking forward to this game. There are so many potential matchups and things that have kind of run through my head. And the dumbest one is the one I'm going to ask you about. Do you think that Coach Wilkes and the defense, how are they? Do you think they're gaming out the brotherly shove? And do you think even for a defense as good as the Niners, is this at all a gettable play, or is it just simply impossible to not give up a yard or two with this thing?
I think it's simply impossible not to give up a yard or two. Yeah. I will say, though, that if anybody can do it, it would be somebody like Javon Hargrave, who, knows the opponent really well, having played in Philadelphia. He knows how that play is constructed. But you just have to be quicker than the guy in front of you. And it's all about leverage. And if he can do that and somehow kind of subvert Jason Kelsey and whoever's kind of leading that, it's such a it's an interesting play. It's very basic, but you see the bottom of that pile sliding. It's like a guy working on a car, one of those sliding boards, and the quarterback ends up sliding underneath the pile, and a good long ways too. We're talking several yards. It's all about getting beneath the pile and getting that momentum going in the opposite direction. So somebody who's quick, somebody who's low to the ground. I don't think Eric Armstead is that guy, but Javon Hargrave, Kevin Givens, these are guys who are, very quick off the snap. So, like I said, the Eagles are so well rehearsed in doing it that I don't think it's stoppable. But the 49ers do seem to have the right types of players that could possibly kind of get to the point of contact sooner than the Eagles' offensive linemen.
That's Matt Barrows of The Athletic here from each and every Monday, travel permitting. And I imagine now, Matt, I know you and your counterpart kind of switch on, switch off. Will we be talking to you on Monday, or will you be airplaning?
Yes, I will be airplaning. This is a big game, so the Athletic is sending a full gang of 49ers reporters to Philadelphia. So just about everybody is heading to that game. So maybe, guys, you want to talk on Tuesday?
Yeah.
I might be available on Tuesday.
Sure. Yeah. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed. I honestly got kind of my chest kind of tightened there, Matt, because I really thought for a second you were going to be like, yep, this is a big game. So the Athletics sending their big gun to this one. We're not screwing around. I'm on the plane. But you said it's a whole group of people. So I thought maybe you were, it was a little trash talk, maybe.
Well, the funny thing, you would love this, Dave. The press box in Philadelphia is constructed so that the last row of seats for the fans is right in front of the first row of reporter seats, and that first row goes to the visiting media. And the Eagles fans know this, and so what they do is they turn around and they bang on the glass, and they put their face right against the glass. I mean, these people have no shame whatsoever. And so it's impossible to see, and it's impossible to avoid eye contact with these people as well. So that's what I'm going to be spending a good, 3.5 hours doing, is trying to avoid eye contact with some of the most despicable people on the planet.
We should game this out, though. Like, why don't you just put disgusting things on your laptop and turn it around? Like, I'm not talking porn or nothing, but put some grody, gory, like an animal like run over by a wheelbarrow or so. Just put some.
What I should do is just put highlights of the Chiefs beating the Eagles. You just play that in a loop the entire time.
Yes, absolutely. Put up like a picture of James Harden.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you take care of the Liberty Bell, you losers? Like, we'll come up with some Philly smack and send it to you, Matt.
Yeah, Betsy Ross and compromising position.
Yes,
that'll go well.
That's a promo. All right, Matt. Thank you. Safe travels, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday, hopefully after a big win.
All right, sounds good, guys. Talk to you then.
Thank you.
Betsy Ross smack
in compromising position.
I didn't.
Wow.
It's in a circle.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back around the NFL Week 12, we shall take you, and we'll check in on the Raiders as well. We'll do that.
Two of the best the NFL and NFC has to offer meet Sunday in Philadelphia.
Purdy out of the shotgun, looks left, throws end zone. Caught! George Kittle in the back of the end zone.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles, owners of the top spot in the NFC, versus the San Francisco 49ers, who have had this game circled on their calendar for months. Join Greg Papa and Tim Ryan for all the exciting action Sunday at 1 on your home for 49ers football, Sactown Sports.
Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, save $200 on a DeWalt miter saw, now just $399. And there's more. Save $100 on a DeWalt table saw, only $299. Visit us in-store or online for more deals you can't beat. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Pretty high-level meetings going on during the break.
Sounds like it.
The sentence that was said, if you have anything big like Rolling Stone tickets or Creed tickets,
that's a fact.
Let me know.
That's a fact. And you, for some reason, out of context, completely started laughing. Listen, Chris.
Look.
You might think a certain way. He might think a certain way. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of people that really would want Rolling Stones tickets.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Rolling Stones are a big deal.
I've come to grow a lot, and I do make fun of Creed a lot. But if that's something you enjoy it. I don't want to rain on anybody's parade.
Yeah, we don't yuck anyone's yum.
I don't like this at all.
Okay.
This sounds strangely like the reversal of my soliloquy on wrestling the other day. I literally said I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. I feel mocked.
No.
You're important, Dave.
I know.
That might be a little muckish.
That is incredibly mockily.
I haven't even said good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Simone.
Hey, Simone. Good morning. I was waiting for Simone likes to make me feel uncomfortable. And so it's like Simone and Whitey are the two ones that can make me the most uncomfortable in the building. I mean, Chris can do it too, but just because Chris says the thing. And then I'm like,
I think I get under your skin the most.
You 100% get under my skin the most. There's no doubt about that. But then there's also I'll be like, oh, hey, well, why doesn't that work? Well, because he died. And I you'll say something weird. And I'm like, oh God, Like, I don't know where to go with this, and I didn't know he died. The Bills' chances of making the playoffs might have died yesterday.
Hey!
The Eagles won their 4th comeback game in a row. Either they are vulnerable or they just have the heart of a champion.
Yeah, destiny. Team of destiny.
Team of
They
destiny.
find out ways to win. I mean, it's better. They're who was it last year? The Vikings won all those less than
yes.
Like they had barely a plus on a point differential, but they won all those 1-score games.
Yeah.
Look, it's about winning, right? So they're doing it. It's not always been the prettiest, but that comeback was pretty for them. And I know there was a lot of stuff when people had their eyes on that game. Josh Allen threw a pick late in that game. His only one. I thought he actually played really well, but everyone's like, there goes Josh Allen again. At some point, too, yes, he's making mistakes, but the defense lets him down a lot, too.
A little bit. Bit.
Yes, it's on him to make the throw in overtime, but defense had their chances. How about the play, too? Was it end of regulation or overtime where it was the catch, fumble, they ruled incomplete? I think if they called that a catch fumble, I don't think they overturn it since they ruled it incomplete fumble. They looked at it. I mean, that game's over right there.
There was that. There was the barely missed Gabe Davis in the end zone that would have ended it. And then obviously the 59-yard field goal in horrible conditions.
Yeah.
Like everything had to go right. I would say when you count all of those things happening, the Eagles had a 15% chance of winning the game.
Maybe less.
And everything, it's like when people say, oh, the polls say that this guy has an 80% chance of winning. It was wrong. He didn't win. It's like, yeah, stupid. That means they had a 20% chance of losing. And that's what happened. Everything went that way. Same thing here. Everything went the Eagles. I mean, no discredit to them either. They had to put themselves in a position to do that. I will say this. Did they ever address... Did you see the camera on Jalen Hurts when the field goal went through?
Yeah, when he's kind of like shaking his head. It looked like he was happy.
Everyone's jumping up and down, and he looks like they just lost. And I'm wondering, of course, there's going to be something contextual there. I don't know what.
Maybe he's mad that they didn't win in regulation. He knew they were going to still have to win this in overtime. I don't know.
What a weirdo then. Like,
weird.
Get with it, guy. Well, I guess he did get with it, guy, because they ended up winning the ball game. Another great day for CJ Stroud. Talk about going one going one way, one going the other. A massive, I think it was a 59-yard kick as well. It was a very long, doinked right off the front thingy.
Crossbar.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I always have trouble with those.
Upright crossbar.
Here's Jalen Hurts after the game.
Enough is never enough. So you just want to continue to strive for more and play to that standard, But I think in those moments, you just truly don't want to get too high, never get too low. We found a way in the end, made it happen.
There's Coach Nick Sirianni on Jake Elliott.
Nobody else we'd rather have in the world than Jake Elliott kicking a field goal on that. I didn't watch it. I still didn't watch it. I had to get Clay and Fletch pointing at me that he made it. But, man, he's clutch.
Clutch. Great audio, too, by the way. Bill Belichick stinks without Tom Brady. That's just it.
Yeah.
All right? I mean, what are you going to do?
Draft better?
Something. And he just signed that big old extension. His old friend Tom Brady, though, was talking about with Stephen A. Smith, today's NFL. See if you agree with what he said. And when I say that, I should unmute the Twitter account. Sorry, everybody. See if you agree with what he said.
I think there's a lot of mediocrity in today's NFL. Yeah. I don't see the excellence that I saw in the past.
Why not?
Why not? I think the coaching isn't as good as it was. I don't think the development of young players is as good as it was. The rules have allowed a lot of bad habits to get into the actual performance of the game. Mm-hmm. So I just think the product, in my opinion, is less than what it's been. I think I look at a lot of players like Ray Lewis and Rodney Harrison and Ronnie Lott and guys that impacted the game in a certain way. And every hit they would have made would have been a penalty. Your coach is complaining about their own player being tackled and not necessarily, why don't they talk to their player about how to protect himself? We used to work on the fundamentals of those things all the time. Now they're trying to be regulated all the time. Offensive players need to protect themselves. It's not up to a defensive player to protect the offensive player. A defensive player needs to protect himself. I didn't throw the ball to certain areas because I was afraid players were going to get knocked out. Mm-hmm. That's the reality. Wow. I didn't throw it to the middle when I played Ray Lewis because you knock him out of the game, and I couldn't afford to lose a good player.
That sounds really old head, but Tom Brady was playing like 5 minutes ago.
Right.
So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we got what to watch tonight. And former Niner Alex Smith responds to Tom Brady and accidentally ethers a bunch of people.
Everybody on set with him.
We'll get to all that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Eileen Javor in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Frosty start to our Monday. It is cold this morning. We're going to see plenty of sunshine, though, throughout the day, and that'll warm us into the low 60s. Another cold night, though, ahead. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
The recent storm has caused dangerous driving conditions for us. The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down. Be alert and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Timing is everything, and this marks the beginning of the most wonderful time of the year, California. When families come together, traditions come alive, and so does the Black Friday Sell-a-thon at your California Ford dealers, where the best deals on the entire Ford lineup of trucks and SUVs continue all weekend long. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years and counting. The adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. Or the electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It all starts at your California Ford dealer. Kick off the holiday season with exclusive offers on your favorite Ford vehicles. And now's the best time to find the perfect Ford for you. The Black Friday Sell-a-thon is on at your California Ford dealer. Don't wait, this is your time. The Black Friday Sell-a-thon ends November 27th, based on 1977 to 2022 CY total sales.
Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And that's just the beginning. Do you Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Terms and conditions apply. Your mobile carrier's availability and message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Yep, that trailer hitch and folding bed cover from Truck Smart makes road trips a breeze.
Right? I'm so much more organized on the job site since Truck Smart installed my truck rack and toolbox.
And they had it all in stock, so I just waited as they installed everything.
Take a look at this sweet Rhino truck lining. They sprayed it on.
Yeah, you win. That is sweet.
Truck Smart, truck and SUV accessories for on the road and the job site. Stop by one of our 2 locations in Rockland or Auburn. Trucksmart.com. Your truck's gonna love them.
This segment is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Final half hour. Crosstalk coming up in just a second. We played Tom Brady's comments for you. It was basically, blah, blah, blah. I'm not discounting it. It's Tom Brady. He can say what he wants, but, game soft. And you may agree with that, and I agree with that to a certain extent. Here's what Alex Smith said on set with Rex Ryan, Roseville's Teddy Bruschi, and I believe Randy Moss was in there as well. Here's how old Alex responded to what Tom Brady said.
Well, Alex, you've been in his position, retiring and then watching the game from a distance. Do you agree with Tom Brady?
I mean, a lot here, Sam. Listen, first off, let me just preface this. I love Tom, the GOAT. But
you don't need to say that. But you need to say it. Just get him.
First off, he hasn't been retired that long. He was just playing. Like, he just won a Super Bowl in the current game. Like, is he discounting that one? And then my biggest complaint with this, and no offense to you guys, well, all 3 of you guys, he played in the most uncompetitive division, I think, in NFL history. I mean, you come out of training camp, the biggest cupcake division, you got a ticket to the playoffs right away. Like, talk about mediocre. Like, I completely disagree with this. I know he's referencing the rule changes over the middle to the receiver, but in my opinion, I think the game's gotten better. There's more parity across the league. Quarterback play is at an all-time high, I think, across the league. Like the best, you've got the best athletes playing the position. We didn't have this 30, 40 years ago. And then I also, listen, he's referencing also that offense is down, right? Like the numbers this year. To me, I kind of think we're in a golden age of D linemen.
Oh, there you go. I don't know. Like, can we boil it down to this? Make a choice. I'm not going to lie. I absolutely want, and I think it's okay to say this. I really miss how the NFL was. I miss Tom Jackson and jacked up.
Right.
I miss guys going across the middle and getting leveled. I miss not having to lie the quarterback down with a pillow and a blanket when you sack him. I miss all of that. I enjoyed it. Then I found out that people's brains were leaking through their ear holes and guys were committing suicide and suffering from CTE and all the crap that went with it. So it really, like, I hear the old head side.
Right.
Dude, I 100% miss the way the game used to be. Also, not a huge fan of guys going absolutely nuts and depressed and completely out of it after their careers. So you kind of have to choose. Like,
well, the NFL did choose.
And they did. You can either have the game the way it was, and brains leaking out of ears, and guys going on killing sprees and murdering themselves. And I'm saying it not to be flippant about very serious things. I'm saying it because these are very real things that happened.
And it feels like both guys maybe have some points that are true. Like for Tom Brady to say it's regulated differently, of course it is. Yes, that's true.
It is.
But also when his blanket statement, like, where are the Ray Lewises? Where's the Rodney Harrisons? Where's the Rodney Lotts? Well, I think what Alex Smith just said, we are in a golden age of Aaron Donald, TJ Watt, Bosa, Khalil Mack. There's still some elite defensive linemen. Now, I don't know that. I honestly don't even know who. I think there was a time. Who's the biggest hitter in the NFL? We might have all gone Jack Tatum, Ray Lewis.
Right.
There's not a lot of big hits anymore. Like, hits happen.
Yeah.
But there isn't one player you go, you can't throw over the middle because player X is here.
Because you can't do it anymore.
Yeah. You might get hit hard by that player.
Sure.
But the next time you might get tackled around the legs.
Right.
There's not a consistent, violent.
No.
Hit. Like Fred Warner's pretty vicious. Those guys are.
He would be in that.
They're great.
Green
is close, right? But I mean, I think if he played 15 years ago, he'd be
Sean Taylor.
Yeah. He's a little bit more different in a violent tackling type of way.
Yes. That's why you don't have that, and you don't have jacked up anymore. You don't have these great defensive hits, which used to be such a huge thing. And I understand the generations of folks, and it doesn't have to be the old heads. It could be you can be in your 30s and 40s and still, which I'm sure like someone would be like, that's an old head, but we're not that far removed from it. You just have to make the choice, and you can make arguments on both sides. I think we know the argument, which I just kind of made, which is don't like brains leaking out of ears. Then on the other hand, it's like you're going to have people who will get shouted down, but their point will be, okay, we have people that work in mines that get lung cancer. They know it. We have people that enter jobs all the time that have occupational hazards, and they have a choice to not play. If you sign up voluntarily to play this game, you're rewarded with millions and millions of dollars. But you know what? Some CTE is going to probably come with that, just like mesothelioma commercials happen for different levels, different types of jobs that don't get paid millions of dollars. I think the argument in favor is, guys, you're signing up. The players are signing up to play this incredibly dangerous game. It's very dangerous. And across the margins, you can make it safer if you can, but you're taking the danger out of it, and perhaps the danger was the issue. Here's the answer. Ratings haven't suffered.
Right.
NFL is king, and they have less people with brains leaking out of their ears. Therefore, I'm choosing brains and ears.
Yeah, and I think we all adjust. I mean, I think I adjust or try to as a fan. There'll be a play where you go, what? You're calling that as roughing the passer?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
That's what it is now. And so you either accept it, adjust it, and then you could argue the other way, like, well, he barely touched him. Well, how come this time it's not roughing the he got touched too, or there was a hand to the head? It's the way it's officiated.
It's the lack of consistency. And honestly, and I feel like there should be, I hate slowing the game down, but I wouldn't mind a little more replay there on those boom, boom hits where they're trying to protect the quarterback. But it's such a big it's such Florida State, Florida last week on Saturday. Tate Rodemaker, the fill-in quarterback, they ended up winning. There was a play towards the end of the game where, Florida could have come back and won this thing had they gotten a stop. And Tate goes on a run, and he slides, and he gets absolutely creamed by two guys, boom, boom, on either side of the head. And he got up, and he was wobbly. And I go back and I look at the replay, and I go, you know what? They left their feet to hit him, and he started sliding at the exact same time. I'm an FSU honk. But I can also see the side from the Florida Gator side, which is, well, what are they supposed to do?
You can't change in midair.
And what do you do? And is there a penalty, by the way? I mean, is there? Because I don't think there is. Is there a penalty if a quarterback fakes a slide?
Right.
And then, honest to God, there should be a penalty. If you're a quarterback and you go to fake a slide, like you look like you're about to slide, guys kind of hold up or change their trajectory, and then you juke them, 100% that should be an illegal play. If you're going to call it one way, there's all kinds of these things they just need to take care of.
Yeah.
Also, Bears-Vikings tonight, where you can watch people not get hit hard. Lakers, Sixers, and Pelicans, Jazz, Nuggets, Clippers, Wizards, Pistons.
This time,
it is for real.
It's for lottery positioning.
This is a lot. Yeah, what do we call it? This is a Mark Bench game. I don't know what game this is.
Well, let me see. What do we got a combined record here? Does 2-14?
That's not great.
With a 9-game losing streak intrigue you versus 2-14 with a 13-game losing streak intrigue you? Man, the Pistons were 2-1.
They were
a few days into this NBA season.
And who I remember reading that they beat someone. I know there was at least one or two wins in there that were good.
Let's see.
At the very beginning, you're like, or at least halfway decent. I don't think it was against lame and lamer. It was.
They beat the Hornets and the Bulls.
Okay, it was lame and lamer. By the way, we heard anything? I haven't seen anything come down about LaMelo Ball, who was brought off the court. Last night looked like an ankle issue and all that. Well, that game starts at 4:00, Jason, and really the perfect lead into Monday Night Football. I'm incredibly excited for it, and we're going to talk about that next with Styles and Watkins.
Yeah,
as we got ourselves a first post Thanksgiving crosstalk.
It is the first one.
I'm looking forward to it. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush. Makes it 114-106.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January, because mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Ingersoll Rand, and Metaltech in-store or at northerntool.com.
When you switch to Boost Mobile, you can get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G and a pretty powerful way to get after it.
Like me, Tusi, a man who fell in love with music and fell on hard times. From writing songs in my room to sitting on top of the charts. All because I made poetry out of pain. And I always knew I'd be on the stage singing your favorite song.
Switch to Boost and get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone on America's largest 5G networks.
Boost Mobile. Get after it.
New customers only. Taxes extra. One device per line. 5G not available everywhere. Other restrictions apply.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Prestigio Jewelers Black November sale is on all month long. Get amazing doorbuster deals while supplies last. 1 carat diamond earrings only $449. Wedding set starting at only $899. 70% off gold chains and much more. Get quick and easy credit approval and low monthly payments at Prestigio Jewelers. No credit, bad credit, even bankruptcy, you're approved. Prestigio Jewelers guarantees your credit up to $10,000. Shop designer brands such as Cartier, Gucci, Bulova, and Citizen. Visit us today or online at prestigiojewelers.com. See store for details.
For a business to thrive, there needs to be a constant stream of new customers. This happens through strong lead generation. Did you know that lead generation is one of the most important tools of any marketing campaign? Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products and services to them. To get started today, contact aimyourdigital.com. That's aimyourdigital.com and start seeing results today.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet arch support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah, let's go. It's Thanksgiving. Well done. Well done, everybody.
Brought in leftovers.
How is everyone? Alan, how was your, did you have Thanksgiving here at your new place, or did you go back to the Bay?
No. They brought the family up. You know, like I said, just adding to Sacramento's economy. So, I'm just a good guy.
Look at you.
You had a home game this week.
That's right.
How was your first? So this was your first Sacramento Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was great. The running joke is that I keep on acting as if we're much closer, because we are obviously closer to Tahoe, but I keep pretending like it's 30 minutes away. So anytime anybody comes up, I'm like, yeah, when they're, oh, it's cold. Yeah, we're up here in the mountains.
Yeah.
So that's what I've
near
been,
the foothills.
Right, yeah, exactly. So that's been my go-to. Heavenly.
Big snowboarding.
20 minutes away, give or take the weather.
Anyone into snow sports here at all?
Not even a little. I used to snowboard.
Yeah.
I haven't post Achilles, but I would.
Yeah.
Shouldn't.
I never got it. My wife was into it. She snowboarded. You go up.
A lot of falling.
I was going to say I snowfall.
My brother joined a church in Oakland that sells mushrooms.
Congrats.
And you get a candy bar that has these mushrooms in it. And he puts on a music and a GoPro, and he takes a little bite out of his chocolate bar and goes down the hill and skis. You know what?
Safe?
What kind of church is this?
I guess it's like legal to. No, it's a for real thing. I guess it's like a legal thing, but it's got to be a church or something, and they do a thing. It's like some loophole or what. I feel like this is all stuff that's stream of consciousness I shouldn't be talking about.
This
right
seems
now.
like a cash grab.
It's kind of too late though.
Yeah, you started.
Yeah.
You know what else?
You already said it.
I did say it.
All the
well,
way.
let's dump all of that. Not really.
Yeah,
Too late.
This isn't live.
Today is a craft jerky day.
Okay.
Not
I'm nervous
big
that you
business
didn't even look
jerky.
at the computer.
I know it's craft
Figure
jerky.
that out.
I know
Yeah,
it's
you
craft
just knew
jerky
it.
day. How did I know?
Yeah.
Oh, because I got
Celebrate.
a calendar at home with what day it is.
Yeah.
No, this is it's craft jerky day. So it's make your own jerky basically, or if somebody else. I have any of you ever made jerky?
Nope.
I wish.
Easier than you think. So much easier than you think. Honestly, if you just take a little bit of time, it's kind of fun too.
Just leave the food out.
You just you get the cheapest cut of the cheapest cut of whatever your preferred whatever is, beef, chicken, whatever. Let's take beef. You just take a sharp knife, you slice it thin until you got a bunch of thin slices. Throw it in a bag with some soy sauce and some garlic and onion powder and whatever, and then you put it in the oven on warm, right? On a rack for
in the bag.
Hours. No, you take out of the bag, you lay it over the rack or whatever you got, and you just let it dry. You check on it, and then finally when it's dry, you take it out, let it cool, put it in a Ziploc. I'll make some and bring it in.
Sure.
And you guys try it, and it's about a quarter the price of if you buy it in a store.
Yeah, but you're spending 3 hours on it.
You prep it, and then you let it be in the oven. And I probably
experience.
It is, and it's your own, and you know where it came from, and it doesn't have. And I don't like putting weird chemicals in my body, so I know it's all natural.
Yes,
it's all natural. It's it's like you, Chris. Today is Bavarian Cream Pie Day. No, that's not a bad term. That's actually a food. This sounds like something in Urban Dictionary. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely creamed by two guys.
I knew when you said that.
I knew when I said it too, and he wasn't paying attention.
He's always paying attention.
The context was when Florida State's quarterback got hit by two guys on Saturday in the Florida game, and he had a concussion. And Chris is taking a very serious thing where a young man got a concussion and turning it into something childish, and I don't appreciate it as much as I should. I don't know what Bavarian cream pie is, but it looks good. I like all cream. I like
start naming them.
I like okay, so you got Boston cream, you have coconut cream, you have banana cream, which is lame. You have Bavarian cream, it's okay. Like the claim jumpers ones that are like the chocolate whipped creamy thing. When they're on sale for $4.99, I can house one of those if I want. Like they're good, dude. They're absolutely good. You guys, I want to say, are you fans? Let me say this. Are you more fans of fruit pies or non-fruit pies?
Chris is out on all pies.
There are a couple. Yeah, there's like peanut butter pie. There are a couple different pies that I'm into, but I'd probably go fruit pie.
Fruit pie?
Those. Yeah.
Okay. Jason?
Yes.
Both?
Mm-hmm.
Any pie?
Mm-hmm.
Chris?
I like all pies.
But you're out on all pies. So if I give you
no, he's not. He just has different definitions of what pies are.
I just didn't know that non-fruit pies were like really a large enough section of pies to classify itself as.
Oh, so we're on the same page that those are the good pies.
Yes, the non-fruit pies.
Yeah. Is cheesecake a pie?
No.
Hold on. I know it says cheesecake, but isn't it more close to a pie?
Yes, but it's also called cheesecake.
That's garbage. It should be called cheese.
It is garbage. I agree there.
I guess cheese pie doesn't.
Yeah, but if it was in our terms, we would accept it. But cheesecake, what is that?
What is that?
But cheese, yeah.
I think it should be a cheese pie. And by the way,
why? Because it's in a circle?
It's in a circle, and it's not. There's no cake. It's pie A-E. It's not, dude. Which is it closer to? One of the cream pies.
It's close.
I think it's on its own.
It's right in the middle.
There's no cake.
I think it's the hot dog of desserts.
Is it a sandwich?
Today's also Cyber Monday. Let me ask you something. And we'll move on.
It's downplayed Cyber Monday.
Well, because I'm going into that.
It's not real anymore.
Black Friday, Cyber, they don't count.
No.
The only people going to these stores now are just absolute whack-a-ding-dongs.
Yeah.
Like,
They want
the
part of the
experience.
tradition. It's part of the tradition.
Yeah.
I know, right? We have friends that will go. She'll go with her mom, and now they takes her daughter. Not that nobody has to go anymore.
I hear you, and I certainly don't want to stereotype. But I will say, I love it. Hey, by the way, just so everyone knows, everyone stopped and now is staring at me right now.
As did the music.
The music, I don't think that was on purpose, but that was perfect if it was. Everyone stopped. I'm against stereotyping by saying, I was going to say to you, my wife and my daughter used to go all the time. And you had mentioned whoever went, but you said she. And I said, I don't want to stereotype by saying this because it's not just women. It's men. It's women. Everybody does this. I don't think it's a gender thing. I think it's a wacko thing. And I'm talking about my own wife and child. Like, I'll say to them straight up, there's something wrong with you. You want to go to this thing? Did you see the clips where the guy was removing the price tags at Target, sliding it out, and it's all Black Friday sale, $3.97, and he removes it, and it just says sale, $3.97. Like, they're half of them aren't even really sales.
Yeah.
Why would you not just want to be at home and go on Amazon or wherever the hell and buy the thing?
Yeah. Well, that's why Cyber Monday is actually funnier to me, because you could make the argument for Black Friday still being, whether it's a funny tradition or something you'd want to do, sure. But Cyber Monday, that's just every day now.
That's every day is Cyber Monday or Prime or whatever.
When they named that, I think that people didn't realize how much we would advance as far as,
Cyber Monday sounds like a great video game.
Yes. Cyber Monday now is just every day.
Birthdays brought to you by Celebrity Birthday brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies. Oh, I'm sweaty a little bit now. Jeez.
Talking stereotypes.
Pies and stereotypes.
Golly, that got real awkward there for a second. Swimming in it.
Happy birthday to Urkel, Jaleel White.
That's a tough one. I'm feeling it today. I'm going to go 48.
I'm going to go 40.
Say 51.
46.
All right, we have a tie with Alan and Chris for about 47.
Wow.
Steve Urkel, Jaleel White. Happy birthday to Robin
Dick
Givens.
Quivers.
Roberts.
Robin Givens is correct.
Oh,
How old
wow.
is Robin Givens today?
Who is Robin?
She used to be on, was it 21 Jump Street? No, wait, what was she on? Saved by the Bell.
Head of the class.
Head of the class. Saved by the Bell.
Married to Mike Tyson.
Married to Mike Tyson. She was probably, unfortunately,
Boomerang.
most remembered for the interview with Mike Tyson. With, I think, Barbara Walters, was
Probably.
it? Yeah, don't go watch it.
Okay.
63.
60.
62.
61.
Alan for the win, 59.
Told you.
Happy birthday, Larry.
David.
Fitzgerald.
The cable guy.
David.
Larry Sanders.
Larry Allen.
Oh, Cowboy.
Cowboy offensive lineman Hall of Famer.
Wait, was Larry Allen the one that couldn't, that had all the weed? That was Nate Newton.
Nate Newton.
Larry Allen is 46.
52.
49.
47.
We have a correct answer. 52.
Yeah. Big LA guy.
All right, we'll end with this one. Happy birthday to Nick
Castellanos.
Offerman.
Who did you say, Christian Love?
Cattles.
That's nice.
Nick Van Exel.
Oh, Cincinnati's Nick Van Exel. Nick is 50.
No way. He's 53.
You were way off.
55.
55?
52.
We have a correct answer, and it's 52, Christopher Love.
Wow, well done, Chris.
Killed the Kings in that playoff series.
We should have drafted him. He was available to us in that draft, too. Hey, by the way, that's Robin Givens.
Wow.
Yeah, all right. What's coming up on the show today, guys?
A lot of Kings talk, and we got some things to say about your little. We didn't get into it, but your little post about the Raiders playing and
the irrelevant Raiders playing while we could have watched the Bills and Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. The Nevada Raiders.
We got that and Draymond. Draymond spoke, so I know you're ready for that.
Here, I want you to answer this question if you haven't already when your show starts. Is Draymond Green bad for the league or good for the league? That's been my thing this week. I think he's good for the league.
How is he bad?
That's what I'm saying. Well,
I don't see
have that conversation with people. They yell at you and say bad things.
We will answer on Styles and Watkins up next.
When Draymond Green shoved Rudy Gobert, I, like so many watching, turned my smile upside down into a frown, and my